Well, well, well. Hello. Hello, Raiders. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Erica in a pirate hat. You're damn right. You're damn right. Hello, hello, hello. Well, first of all, thank you, Annie for Press, for resubscribing. Uminews. 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 And thank you, Scruffix. Live Ninja action is over. Almost. We have one final Uminews. And, well, you've just come over from a Joe raid, so you know what that means. It's time for one last time. Welcome back to Uminews. He dropped it. Oh my god. he retroactively dropped it right at the end. He's like, don't even talk about it. So, yeah, it's all up from here, baby. It's Uminews. Also, thank you, Damek, for resubscribing. Higu News when? I'll do Higu News when Joe streams Higurashi, alright? That's your ironclad promise from me. Oh my god, how are we feeling? How are we feeling, chat? Are we emotionally recovered? So next Saturday. Great, incredible, better than ever, devastated. An emotional wreck. Yeah. These are all understandable experiences. Broken beyond repair. Thank you, everyone who followed as well. Thank you. Did I cry? So I did not cry, no. But then I wasn't reading it, right? So I was like, I wasn't in the moment reading it out loud. So I feel like that helps to immerse you more. I will say, though, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking how they did the Battler scene, where it was like, the way they got around Battler being dead and alive at the same time by, like, his memories being alive, but him not being there. And then Angie has to deal with the fact that her brother's kind of alive, but, like, not really. It's more like the ghost of her brother that she passes on through the thing, right? And then it's like, that's how I took the ending, is like, bringing him to the remake of the house, right? Is like you're taking the memory of Battler from his memories and giving that like its final rest. So then the guy who is no longer Battler can go on and live, but Battler's memories have now passed on and he has truly died, quote unquote, right? That's kind of like how I saw it. And I thought that was it was really sad. It was really sad. And it really made sense how, you know, it gets round, because I was... When Angie first brought out the golden truth of being like, no, Battler's actually alive, idiot, and I don't care that the red truth says factually he's dead, because I believe he's not dead. I was like, I didn't realise it was the message of Umineko is just denial. Let's go. If you deny something hard enough, you can break through all barriers. Just delusion. But then it kind of makes sense, because it's like, well, both of them are right? It's like her brother was still alive, and also the red truth was correct. So that's how both of them can happen. Yeah. And it was sad. And that's how she did the resurrection stuff. It's all copium. It's copium all the way down. I did also want to say as well, with that retrospect of like Battler not really being Battler as well, it really put into perspective the part at the end of episode 4 where Beatrice says, you're not the real Battler. And like in the moment you're like, oh, he's not the real Battler because he's not the mother and father, or, you know, he's not mother who he thinks he is. But also you can now read it as like, well, because he's not the actual Battler. It's just he has the memories of Battler, but he feels like he's not actually Battler. And I thought that was quite fun to see that in like a, you know, in retrospect, you're looking back there. Kaylee, you're so excited to see 100 Line handle that plot better than Umineko? Well, strap in, get ready. Yeah, and also, okay, you know what? Before we get any further, let's go through some of the highlights with Nanjo's moments of the week. Please enjoy. Nanjo's Best Bits is brought to you by the following sponsor. Nanjo?
疲労しているようですが、 今夜特に熱を出さなければ。
Oh, Nanjo. I know it's tough, buddy, but we gotta move on and accept this outcome.
とにかくその気まぐれな方だ。
Ah, shit. Nanjo, you have to go back. You have to accept this truth.
これは乾杯ですなというべきでしょうな。
Nanjo, you really don't want to do that. No, no, Nanjo, no!
後になってから後悔しましたとも。片翼のわしというよりは片翼に見えてしまうわしというべき。
Oh, hold on. Let me just pull this editing out here. Just with that. There we go.
片翼のわしというよりは片翼に見えてしまうわしというべきでしょうな。これは乾杯ですな。だいぶ疲労しているようですが、今夜特に熱を出さなければ何事もないでしょう。とにかくだいぶ疲労しているようですが、今夜特に熱を出さなければ。
Don't worry about it, buddy. Anyway, on to Nanjo's best bits.
The goat tsunami had swallowed up everything, but sea spray was still flying about.
Oh? If it isn't the incompetent investing expert. Alright, she's got a point. It's pretty impressive how you managed to find all the worst bets, losing your money so quickly. You're never gonna get a marble. And yet, even even I remember to tie my shoes. Wait, what? Huh?
Erica tried to look down at her feet, but what she saw was Krause's left fist. Then she tossed the fully loaded rifle straight up into the air.
Yo!
Come and get some. Rosa, who stood back to back with Maria, caught it without turning around. To think that two bullets shot from different angles could have flown with impossible precision at where her head once was, so that both of them hit and bounced off each other like billiard balls. Oh, so close.
Sorry about that. We're big fans of the whole take out the boss first strategy, you see. Disregard aiming procedures, just fire. Can we take a screenshot of this and use the Sekime to go back in time to show me this on Leap Day stream? Right after the the parlors?
I think that would create a paradox, I believe. The Witch of Miracles, who boasted that no one could even step on her shadow unless she wished it, fell.
Holy shit!
After taking Battler's right fist to her face, she fell.
Angie, you're incredible! Alright, this might be the last one, chat. Do you all want to do it together? You want to do it with me, Mouse? You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Uryu!
Ooh.
What's that?
That bewildered look on Amakusa's face when his scheme was exposed. That was pretty good.
Giggle.
Good?
Good. Damn! Okay, for the bad end, that's pretty good. Trick ending was better.
The Ushiromiya group had been the only thing still tied to the Ushiromiya name other than Angie herself, so she might have thought of it as her final link to her family.
See, it's just so much more interesting when the story is about rich people. You know, you're free to come back anytime you want. We have a chair set aside just for you.
So glad you came home.
I'm home. Sorry it took so long.
It won't let go again.
Yeah, I'm not letting go either.
We'll be together for all eternity.
For all eternity.
I just had to stick the knife in one more time. One more time and get you. Twist the knife right at the end. Hey. thank you to Julie for getting me these. I was currently on a train watching this on mobile data, and I didn't really want to do all the Twitch clipping. So thank you, Julie, for clipping these for me. And thank you. I got to say a few thank yous actually. Thank you to everyone on the Walrus mod team who helps out with these. So there's Julie, there's Umbrine, there's Dalmek, there's Haydena, I think Jay Duffel, and a couple other ones. Thank you, because they give me some ideas to bounce off of. We've had they've given me some audio clips and stuff. So I just want to say thank you to all of them for helping make Uminews a reality. Man, I wanted to say as well. Well, also just thank you for that, and obviously thank you. Who else came on? So Julie gave a voice for the call-in show. Haydena gave a voice for Umi Mart. Mouse gave a voice for the call-in show as well. So thank you for that as well, Mouse. Yeah. Okay, I think that's everyone. Okay. I want to thank you, Joe, for streaming it, of course, and thank you, Jelly, for streaming as well. And Mouse for streaming. I already thanked you for the thing, but anyway. Yeah, I'm really glad they gave all the characters their fun little time to shine in the last one. Funny you graduated from bit consultant to mod team member because of Uminews. You know what, Dalek? That's the power. That's the power of Uminews. Yeah, no, I really like they gave everyone their little moment to shine. I thought that was really fun. And I finally stand the appeal of Marvel. It was very much, episode 8 is very much the Avengers of the Umi Neko universe. You just got everyone doing their thing, and they all had their little highlights. I mean, some of them didn't, to be fair, but most of them had their time. Yeah, I had Erica with the pirate hat, which is why, if you were here last week, and I had to show the edited version of the fighting game, it's because there's one scene that has Erica in the pirate hat. And I was like, fuck, that's really funny. You know what, it's not that big a spoiler, but I can't show it on stream, because I need everyone to be able to see that fresh. Seeing fucking Erica with the stupid pirate hat. That's good. Yeah. Joe knows about I equals Y. I have no... I've seen people talk about this, but I haven't really looked into it properly, so I'm just assuming it's a terrible dark truth that Joe now knows. I equals Y is fake. I thought, what was that 12-hour YouTube video that people were talking about the other day? Is the Avatris one? Or whatever? It was like a 12-hour thing that everyone hates. Rosatris, that was the Rosatris. Yeah. Our glorious Shannon Triss versus their barbaric Rosatris. Yeah. What was I going to say? I also really... So this is just thoughts about Umineko in general. I really liked as well. I think Umineko has one of the best writing when it comes to... Well, not all in general, but when it comes to merging the fictional and the reality one, the quote-unquote reality together. And I really appreciated the way it kind of merged between the worlds and you could see how it's also delusion, but also how it fits into the way reality would work, and how the whole idea is that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but I really like that, and I really like that it was all about Angie at the end, because that makes me look really smart when I said I thought also it was Angie. So that's good. I like looking smart. Yeah, it's a really good weaving of the metafiction, right? Yeah, it worked out really well. I also liked... Okay, I've got a little notepad here. Let me look here. I've gone through most of these, to be fair. But one thing I did really like is the Burn Lambda stuff, where at the beginning, or when the first time Angie joins, it's seen as Burn being the good witch, right? Because she offers you the chance of a miracle. And Lambda Delta being the bad witch because they're the crushing reality of certainty. But then, as the games go on, it switches to Burn being the evil witch because she offers you this hope of a miracle, which you chase, to get caught in her bait. And it's she uses that hope of a miracle to destroy you. Whereas Lambda, it becomes now, well, if you try hard enough, you can make something happen in a positive way. So they kind of flip the dice on that. And I thought that was a really fun inversion there. I wanted to ask as well, did they ever... So, my phone was cutting out because I was on a train, going through tunnels, etc. Did they ever Did Featherine ever have the thing where she filled in what attacked Lambda Delta? Because I thought that was a really powerful moment they could have... No? Oh, that's sad. Because I was like, when it happened, I was like, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen, guys. I was like, I was genius. What's going to happen is Lambda was like, I have to attack her Halo thing, which is the only thing which can affect her memories, right? And then she's like, I'll work out what killed Lambda later. And then somehow it would come back to Lambda being like, or like, Battler being like, I'm going to force you to fill in what happened to Lambda. Or like, I'm going to write it in because I'm the game master. Or I'm going to force you to write it. And there's only one thing Lambda would do in that situation. And that is and what she would sacrifice herself for. And that is to attack and knock the thing off which affects your memories and your personality. And then Featherine would be forced to write it because it's the only arc she could see the character doing as well. Like, as a writer, she would see... You know when they say, like, characters have a life of their own when you're writing? It's like, that's the only motivation she would have to sacrifice herself. And the only thing she was thinking of attacking. So she'd be forced to write in her own destruction. But, alas, that didn't happen. Very sad. But anyway... because they kind of brought that up out of nowhere. They're like, oh yes, the Halo, that's the only thing which can distort her memories. And then that, like, it never came up. And I was like, okay, never mind. I'm so magic anime pilled. Well, it might be just me watching too much JoJo. Because I feel like they stole off JoJo in this scene as well. When they fucking stopped time and also had Kira's... Was it Kira? No, who is it? The guy who writes the manga artist. Whoever. They snuck both of her powers into Featherine. Rohan. She fucking Zaworlded and then fucking used Rohan to write in the stuff. Write in the future. Let me see. Have I got anything else up on here? Oh yeah, so I didn't realise until Joe pointed out that the reason Battler was afraid of boats was because it felt like he escaped, right, at the end. And so, like, looking back, he has this fear of boats, which no one else seems to have. Was there a reason he had a fear of planes? Or was that just so then he could then have a fear of boats? You don't think there's few fictional characters more powerful than Ow Ow? Well... What about my fictional character I've just thought up now, who's called Metherine, and they actually control 100 Featherines as cats. They're so outscaled, bitch. Get owned. He's just got bad experiences with fish. Hey, it's going around, Boulder. It's going around. I think power scaling is like the silliest... It's the silliest thing in the world. It's very funny. I do like it. Did I see the rating? No, what rating did Joe give it in the end? Did he have a final? I set live about 20 minutes before Joe ended his stream. So if he gave like a final... He gave it a 10. He actually gave it a 10. That's fucking crazy. He gave it the hard 10. The objectively good game. Damn. How do I feel about the fact that Angie canonically wrote One Piece? I mean, it only makes sense. She's meant to be the greatest writer of her age, right? So, there you go. Yeah, 10 and said it in red. An emotional 10. 10 with the hard T. God damn. I mean, is that the first... How many 10 out of 10 games has he given? Because I know he says, like, Disco Elysium and Outer Wilds are his favourite games. But has he ever said they were 10 out of 10s? Maybe he did. Maybe he did, and I just don't remember. Better story than Disco Elysium, but better prose and stuff overall indeed. I mean, to be fair, the story in Disco Elysium is more of just like a vehicle, right, for the characters to interact. Like, it's a fun premise, but it's mainly just solving the murder, right? Yeah, 10, I agree. I don't think 10s have to be perfect. I think the idea of making 10s perfect is... it's silly, because then you never get a 10. So then everything becomes 9s, and then all your 9s become 10s. I mean, Echo's actually a 999999999 out of 10 if you actually see it fully with love. It becomes a... What is it called? A tense 9... Mystical 9s? Endless 9, that was it. Endless 9, just like in Expedition 33. Right. Okay. Well, you know what? We can chat more. Oh, hold on. What's this? For the record, I maintain that control over lower-level universes, reality warping, equaling universal reality warping, is a power scale clutch for people who can't accept that their favourite Blorbo can't outpunch Goku. It's okay for your Blorbo to have a scope to their power. I mean, yes, I think the more power you give someone, the sillier they are. It's like the less important as a character they are. Like, if your character's like a super god who can control 15 universes, it just gets a bit more silly. It doesn't really add any value to the character. I mean, that's why it's fine for Goku, because Goku is like a silly character. He's just a freak alien who's like more powerful than everyone in the world, and he screams loud. You know, while the cool characters, the real characters of Dragon Ball, aka Piccolo and Vegeta, and Bulma, and Trunks, actually run the show. Whereas Goku just goes around beating up gods and shit, and no one else really gives a shit. He's like, yeah, go and Goku, do your thing. But yeah, the thing is, Featherine, like, she's not meant to be power scale. Yeah, she's just the author. She's just meant to be like, I'm an all-powerful being because I'm writing the story. It's like the one above all in Marvel, right? It's like, I'm the author, so I can do whatever I want, basically. But she has to respect the rules that she's already written in the story, which is why she can't, you know, she becomes a spectator, right? But yeah, she's not gonna, yeah. Although it was funny when they were like, I get the reason was they were trying to show how powerful she is, but when she's like, she had 12 cats that were all the gods or heroes of their own lore and their own stories, and their stories were cooler than your story, Battler. You just want to save your sister, you fucking loser. Like, I was like, okay, alright, calm down. And they didn't even do anything cool. Like, they started their spells, and then they stopped them. Like, you know, they didn't even have a time to shine. They could have at least have fought with Kraus, you know. But hey. Alright, well, we can talk more. We have plenty more to talk about, but before we do anything else, I think it's time to put the boy out to pasture. I think it's time to officially close the mainstay of Uminews. Alright, Nanjo. Well, I guess it's time. Come on, let's go. We're here. Whew. Okay, Nanjo. This is going to be harder for me than it is for you. We've had some great times, but it's time to let you free and let you go home. Don't make this any harder than it has to be. Nanjo, please. Go on. Go. Get out of here before I change my mind. Be free, Nanjo. Be free.
Born free as the wind blows, as free as the grass grows, born free to follow your heart. Live free, and beauty surrounds you. The world still astounds you each time you look at a star. Born free, and life is worth living, but only worth living 'cause you're born free.
Miss you, big guy. Damn. Tearing up a little bit. He's home. He's back home in Rockinjima. Of course, that was like 10 minutes before the island got blown up. But, you know, until the cat box is opened, I guess he survived. I can't believe I risked introducing invasive Nanja into the British countryside. I know, he could have gone wild. He could have gone wild. Oh, man. It was so funny when I was putting that together. I was like, damn, I 100% missed a couple of those notes. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's staying in. It's the honest one. It's the honest one where I was like, I'll listen to the karaoke version once and then just sing over it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Man. It's survived by his son who never appears after episode 4 again. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did, you know what, Dalmek, I am sad. I didn't find a proper place for it. Hold on, I can bring it up now, actually. Dalmek made me this lovely Nanjo sprite, which we unfortunately did not find a place for. If I can find it, hold on. I'm going to keep just vamping while I scroll all the way through this stuff. So again, shout out to the mod team, who have definitely been helping me a lot with various things, even like bits we don't get to do. There's like 100 ideas in the mod chat that we never got to do because I just ran out of time. But they were great. Okay, here we go. What do you think? What do you think, everyone? This sprite that Dalmek made. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh god, I got it. Right, no. I feel that shoots every time I get on. Okay, there we go. Is Nanjo my favourite character? I mean, Nanjo has to be my favourite character. He's Scran. That's click. If you want to call that yes we Scran, yes we Scran. You know what? That's fair enough. It's been a hard day for all of us. Scranjo, Scranjo. Fuck. Why are you telling me that now? That could have been a great bit. Although we already did the Erica bit, I suppose. But yeah, okay. So, well, first of all, thank you, Haydena, for using gigantifying an emote with bits. Thank you. With Cinema, JPH Cinema. Thank you. Right, so let me think. Did I have any other notes about today? I think I had all my notes filled in. So there's a couple of things we could do. So these are my ideas. A, we just yap a bit more about Umineko. I'm just going to read thoughts in the chat. We'll just talk it through. B, I do a legitimate audience phone-in where I'll just invite people into Discord and then I'll pull people into 1v1 chats and we'll have like a 2-minute chat with people who want to talk about a specific thing about Umineko. 3, I have got a compilation of all the Uminews edits I've done, and we could go rewatch them. I could give you the director's commentary on them. So I don't know which ones people want to do. We could do all 3. Can we get a poll going? Is it possible to get a poll? 1, 2, 3, or all 3? I guess because 1 is kind of just like a generic one. So yeah, like 1, 2, 3, or all 3. And we'll just go through them. So, but yeah, so I'm down to, I said like, I'm happy to basically do Uminews for the whole stream today. So, okay, the options are 1, we just chat. 2, I do viewer call-ins with people who want to talk about Umineko, like maybe parts that they saw that like weren't brought up or things like that. 3, director's commentary, we rewatch all the Uminews edits. So just the edits, not the whole episodes. We're getting a lot of 3. Okay, you know what? And a lot of all 3 as well. Why don't we do 3 first, and then we can do the call-ins afterwards, if people are still down to do them. Okay. Right, where have I got this thing? Okay, so I don't know how this is going to go. I've never done anything like this before, but let's go ahead and just fucking boot it up, baby. Here we go. Over to me in the studio, in the web. Okay, well, so before we start this is like fucking 40 minutes long, so lock in. We might skip parts if we need to. Yeah, I was going to do the call-ins in Wars, the Walrus. What the hell does it even stand for again? I can't remember. Walrus something and recreation server? Like, I've already forgotten the name of my own goddamn Discord. Announcements, yes, that's it. Okay, so this is the first one I ever did. Jessica going up, George going down. Classic George L.
A desk. Thanks, Loris. Now, looking at
So
the map.
this was, if you remember this was when it was announced that Mouse was going to switch Joe over to Umi Pro. If you can cast your mind back way yonder to when we didn't know a fascist invasion. You know what? In retrospect, this looks a lot more ominous than it did to me in the first place. Oh my god. And this is also where, this is not the Warhammer map, no. This is the map Marek made for Joe's stream, I think. I think it was Marek, years and years ago. Like, this used to be if Joe was offline, this was the map he had. So you had Irony Island, Safe Haven, you had Dragon's Den, Cringe Cafe, Lizard Lounge, Cringe Cafe, which is now dead, rest in peace Cringe Cafe. Lizard Lounge, which never existed, I'm pretty sure. Rubber Dub Sub Club, Submarine Crew, Full Stream Ahead. This is back when Joe used to do the cringe call-outs. The Sundeer Desert, the Yadun Dunes, Clawfist Island, Wubba Lubba Sub Club. If you might not have been here, it's still the background image, okay. Joe used to make a lot of Pickle Rick references. He doesn't do it too much anymore because we don't play Danganronpa 2 anymore, but it used to be there. And this is where I decided I was going to put Rokkenjima on the Japanese island. I don't know if people have other thoughts of where it could be, but that's where I have it.
You can see due to a high pressure built up.
And these were hard to make, man. I don't know why.
Is looking to spread across the stream soon.
People, there's no easy green screen of like weather.
Is that as it passes by, all
weather
rain
maps.
will become
And you
animated.
when it comes
so
over,
make sure you
starts
dress
raining.
appropriately.
There you go. That's the power of editing
because
there.
we have
Boom.
widespread animated rain.
That's why this
going
kind of
in,
looks quite
with the
shit. Because I
occasional
couldn't
risk
find a
of
good
breakout
green
of
screen
angry
to just
Umineka
copy
fans
the
upset at slight translation
the curves
changes.
you can get in
Back to you in
weather
studio.
maps. Thank you, me. We're going live to Virgilia. And then we had Virgilia in the little press badge I made her. Which does say, like, I think it says, like, previous Eternal Witch, and has, like, Uminews at the bottom of it. The highlight volume is loud.
well,
Okay, hold on.
seems a little
Let me turn this down. Is my volume loud, or is the... Oh, yeah, it is actually fucking loud. Sorry, that's my bad. Okay, here we go.
For all the Umi Pro fans out there, but I am glad that you
Okay,
are
is
enjoying
that-
the moving rain. Was there
Crazy how the
anything else
George
you
up.
want to update us on?
Sorry, Jessica up, George down, still accurate. You're damn true. This is back when I first made the text box, and I fucked up the translation with this. Like, I tried to make like a color filter instead of just finding the PNG text box, and it wasn't as great. Yeah, so all the audio up until the final like 2 streams. Okay, actually, no, I gotta tell you this. Up until the last 2 streams, what I would do is I went into YouTube and I would type in Umineko full playthrough no commentary. And then I would click at random parts. I'd be like, wait, where does Virgilia speak? Oh yeah, it's sometime in chapter 3. And I'd click on chapter 3 and be like, have they had the fight yet? No. Okay, it's about here. And I'd just skip through. And then I would I would open up OBS and I would record like a 5-minute segment. And then I would just chop out all the bits where she talks and just stitch them together. And then 2 streams before the end of the entire fucking series, Julie and Dalmek revealed to me they have, because they have Umineko on their PC, they have access to all the completely isolated voice lines of every character. And I was like, I can't believe you've done this to me. I can't believe you waited until like 4 months after I've done. You know what? You are right. I did never ask. I literally never asked. It only came up because we were having a conversation about something, and it just. I literally never asked. I can't even be mad. You did also send me the avocado.wav. Yeah, and this was back when I had the gimmick to make every single character die halfway through the scenes, because I did the same with Battler.
I guess I should have seen this coming.
I thought you got that.
The plane to get out to Rokkenjima, wasn't it?
I thought you got that stream clip down from somewhere
Is
else.
brought to you by the following sponsor. Are you always on the go? Tired of eating the same old cold
yes.
sandwiches and plain meals?
the first
Introducing
ad,
the Joseph Anderson Nanowave.
aka the one that had nothing to do with Umineko. I just fucking wants to make fun of Joe's microwave.
Fucking microwave. It's portable, comes with its own inbuilt portion control, and is small enough to be powered by a single watch battery. Perfect even for cooking meals with your rodent girlfriend.
I
No
thought
more
that was a funny
accidentally
bit.
Meal prepping 20 meals
I
for
thought
the
making
same
us
food
the
with
idea they had a
single
small
regular
microwave because he was
portion.
making it for his mouse
Why go big
girlfriend
when you can go
was like a
small?
good
Why
bit.
go micro when you can go nanowave? Because what else are you going to do? Return it? Available at all participating long-term retailers. As you can see, it looks like we are going to have a
Oh
pile
yeah,
up
and this is obviously when Baldur's
on the
Gate came out.
Umineko progress for a while. There seems to be some sort of Baldur's Gate in the way, which is blocking any kind of stream progress. Long delays are expected. I have been told for up to 1 or 2 months. However, to be certain about this, we have got our eyes in the sky at the position now. Battler, our traffic reporter, over to you, my friend.
I fucking love doing the stock up, stock down of the same character. It's like opening a time capsule. You made a really long meme tribute video to the Umineko streams. Can you send me the link? You can send me the link.
thank you.
I don't know if
Can
we'll
we
get
look
time
at
to
the
watch
site?
it, but you can send me the link. I think the gate worked really well because it was like traffic. It was like, you know, it was a good traffic game. A traffic bit about it being literally a gate that people had to pass through on the
And
bridge.
is there any way to force it open earlier?
And the idea that if you forced it open, it would crush down and stop Umineko from being streamed. Shout out to the RT game viewers who have now woken up to this nonsense after falling asleep and landing here via 2
Okay,
raids.
and just to confirm, you are certain there is no way to speed up
yeah,
its
they're going to be
removal?
very confused. I love that you can tell when these were
come
because
on, not
I just make the bit
again.
of the same
I
thing
didn't
that
say
happened on the
anything this
stream
time.
before.
Motherfucker.
With the fucking Battler crash out. Ah!
God damn it. You really can't get the staff these days.
Okay,
This
you know what?
tragedy has
Okay.
struck.
Okay. We're going to pause a second. You've called me out. That is technically not Baldur's Gate. That is Baal's Gate, I think. But what do you want me to do? I don't even know if they even show fucking
being
Baldur's
shut
Gate
down.
in Baldur's Gate.
Or Frozen for the next couple of months.
Like, do you even see fucking Baldur's
and
Gate?
I wanted to have a quick moment's silence for
Baldur's
those
Gate.
who are going to leave us. So we have a slight memorial for them set up.
Oh yeah, this is when
enjoy.
Umi full got frozen. Okay, so here's the thing as well. Obviously, I was never fucking gonna go in Umi full. I don't want to spoil myself. So I have kind of lied. Every single one of these screenshots is actually from Umi's stream. Because then at least I knew I wouldn't get spoiled. So that's why I have them there. Because I didn't want to find out what the hell was going on. I was like, this is like episode 4. I'm like, I don't want to spoil myself. So I wonder who these people are. You could not possibly tell who these people were. Man, rip Nanjo. And whoever made this GIF, shout out to whoever made this GIF because it's a fucking funny GIF. With just the all the spoilers. Rest in peace, Umi Full. And honestly, probably again. Oh yeah, this was the shout because it just come out.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, and this is the April Fools, of course.
What do you mean?
Man,
it was
this
April
fucking
Fools?
this one stream was fucking
What?
packed with stuff.
We need to just did it for once. I've set the whole thing up. Like I already bought Nanjo the damn outfit. He can't return it now. He's worn it.
Damn, like, here you are. You
What?
wanted Higu News.
So no, hold on. Sorry. What? So he's definitely not. What do you mean we're live? What? Oh, hello, everyone. We've had a slight technical difficulty. Sorry, we're just gonna quickly move on. Here's Nanjo's best bits of the week. Nanjo's best bits.
Oh god, I got to lie. Every time I forget to fucking put the layers on.
Lloyd's a wicked wizard who makes pizzas old.
Okay, I will say this one. I think it worked quite well. Probably one of my least inspired ones. I was just like, I don't know. Kinzo likes Domino's. Just fucking, just do the bit. I will say, I think this bit is funny, where he shoots the lightning down and the magic comes down and he does the Kinzo burning.
Now, Domino's Pizza delivers hot and
But the rest of
fresh.
it was kind of just like,
All right, well,
whatever.
that should be the end of the season, Nanjo. There should be some crackers in the cupboard, so I'll see you in about 1 or 2 months. Bye.
Oh yeah, and this is of course the ending to season 1 when we were just about to have our break. And I was just gonna leave Nanjo in the studio. He's giving me the puppy dog eyes. Can't resist it.
Just to let you know, you are sleeping on the sofa. And you're cooking your own meals.
You will not believe how hard it is to find a fucking arm that's facing the back with ice cream. It's impossible. It's impossible to find an arm that's like facing the other way with ice cream in it. With like a white sleeve on it. I spent like 20 minutes looking for one. It's fucking crazy. You miss when Nanjo wasn't a fascist? I know. The truth hurts, doesn't it? So much of my time is spent just trying to find weird arms for Nanjo. Because he's got the goddamn... I should have taken a photo of myself, honestly. I've got a lab coat. I could have taken a photo and just put it on. And this was also on Nanjo's birthday. I think this is why I actually came up with the bit, was because this was Nanjo's birthday, I think, the stream. And then, yeah, here we go, season 2. Starting with the fucking... I don't ask me why I gave it this fucking NL duvet cover. I just thought... I don't know. I thought it'd just be funny. And the John's body pillow. Amazing. I have to go to sleep, but you will miss Uminews' incredible amounts of effort. Great bit. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Annie. I'm glad you enjoyed. My boy, Freaky Lion, exactly. The fucking Umi alarm.
Fuck.
Nanjo! Nanjo!
No time for that, Nanjo. Get in the damn
pancakes.
car. We gotta go. Look, I know I told you if you ever woke me up from a nap, I would make the Rock and Jima incident look like a spa day, but this was clearly an exception.
It's a body pillow.
God,
You
he's
assume
already
John's
on the
my
second
wife.
ad break.
Do you not see the apron? Nanjo was clearly my wife.
Fuck. Oh, God. Without love, red lights cannot be seen. Shit. He's already wrapping up. Nanjo, I don't know if we're gonna make it. It's clearly the one on the left. Are you serious? The one on the right looks burnt. Plus, you know how Scrandall feels about burgers. Don't be ridiculous. Oh fuck, he's thanking subs for the last time. He's closing up, Nanjo. There's no time to park. Hold
I missed the
on.
Umi News sign on here. I forgot to put it on.
Hello, and welcome to Umi News.
It was a great intro. I will say, as I've told people before, if you didn't, I had to come clean. If you didn't know, a lot of that driving bit was a Simpsons joke that I did steal directly 1-for-1. It is I don't know if you know it, it's the one where Homer's doing his taxes and he has 10 minutes to get to the bank or the post office to send his tax return in. So he's filling in the taxes and he's like, he's doing it all wrong. And Marge's like, Homer, you're doing it wrong. He's like, if I can't hear it, it's not illegal. And then he gets up to the crossroads and it turns red and he goes, if I can't see it, it's not illegal. And he goes through and then it does the clock countdown and then he's rushing there. And then at the like 5 seconds before it happens, he stops at a hot dog place to eat a hot dog and then goes back on. So I stole it 1-for-1. But in my defense, Simpsons is very good. So it all came together, honestly.
Thanks, Walrus. Hello and welcome to Umi Finance, the place for all
Umi
your
Finance.
money needs.
I was kind of sad.
And
I
the
want
number
to
of the
do
day
more
today
Kraus stuff.
is 38. This is the number of days of the now-ended Umineko embargo. After America had announced a 10% tariff on all words and an additional 55% tariff on answers.
This is the one time in the Umi News series where we got political.
Experts weren't sure if Umineko would be able to return. President Trump was quoted as saying, "Many people are asking me to answer for my actions. Well, folks, we will make the best answers here in America."
Look, I know what you're thinking. Yes, I did think about doing the accent or the impression, but I thought it was going to be too far. First of all, I'm not going to do a good enough voice, but also I thought it was going to be a bit too far. Oh my god. Mouse, thank you so much for giving out 10 community gift subs. Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you have emotionally recovered from today's stream. Thank you. Could I do it now? Okay, well, give me a little moment. I don't want to taint Mouse's gift subs by trying to do a Chomp impression immediately after. I can't even. You know what? I'm ignoring. I'm just not doing it. I can't do it. I haven't warmed up. I haven't even done one before, so I'm not going to just pull one out the rip. Thank you again, Mouse. Thank you. However, thanks to a trade deal worked out between Rockenjima and Washington, this has led to a reduction on answer tariffs in exchange for Beatrice.
I wonder if you can tell what was going on while this is going through my mind.
And now, onto stocks, with Krause's Stock of the Day. And today's Stock of the Day is Erica.
I was very sad I didn't have more of
been
Krause.
rapidly rising ever since she IPO'd onto the stream market this week. Krause has told me he expects stocks to increase at least 100-fold in the next few months.
I feel like I get a lot of
invest
potential
now. It'll be interesting to see how these developments continue.
I will never emotionally recover, but I just wanted to give you something for all the hard work you've been doing with these Uminews. It's a delight to watch these afterwards to decompress. Oh, thank you, Mouse. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm glad people like them because I thought it was fun to do something with it for sure. Thank you. I'm glad, there's the hard work, but everyone seems to like them, so it always makes it worthwhile for me. You're whipped and drained, and you're bowing out. Thank you so much for all the things. Thank you. Pector Sombra, thank you. Thank you very much for joining Umi Finance. Back to you in the studio. We could have done something with the moon. I didn't even say to the moon. It was so easy.
Come on down to Rockenjima Furniture.
Wasn't there? Okay, another bit that I felt was not as great. Again, like... The concept is there that, it's a half-price furniture store,
cost you $8.99,
but
it's now only $2.99.
I think...
Or how about this Butler Goda?
The cropping does not work very well with sofas.
What about
you like this one?
Down to a mere $4.49. Looking for something a little different? Why not grab a Canon and Shannon combo in either updated or original style?
And also, I don't know if you can tell, because I do this multiple times, I love making the dumb joke of doing like two versions of something, and it's like the original and the soul version.
Starting at $2.99. Rockenjima Furniture, where our prices will bewitch you.
Because I do it like 3 times through Uminews, I'm pretty sure.
Just purposely, reportedly, doing her 100th perfect scrandal.
Okay, I will say here, everyone has a favourite. I think this might be my favourite edit. I like it conceptually, I like the execution, and it works on so many levels. Erica would 100% do 100 perfect scrandals. She would 100% phone burn, who then accesses the... Well, I don't want to spoil it, but, who does what she does. And she would stream into a news segment to show her that she's doing her 100th perfect scrandal. And then, her searching all the fucking fractures of all the realities to find out what the scrandal is. I was like, damn, this one's... You know what? When I made this one, I was like, this one's a banger. And then, I don't want to spoil it. I'm speaking ahead of the bit. I realized it's the director's commentary still.
From the bush.
Also, in retrospect, I'm just saying.
No shot that I don't take. It's just too funny to vote for anything else. 70. What? How are free berries from a bush not the best scran of all time?
You heard it here. You heard it here first. Foreshadowing is a literary device. Umbreen, you've never been more right. You've never been more right. The Canadian beef starts now.
The cheese dog. I would eat it. I wouldn't eat this. It looks raw.
Shout out to Chibley.
What? That's raw. That's raw beef.
Oh, fuck. Oh, this is when me and Jelly were getting our perfect scran.
Okay, it's got to be left. Oh my god, what the fuck are you talking about, Scrandle?
良いでしょう。残されし者は寄り添う二人を引き裂け。残されし者はぐーっと。残されし者は6文字を抜いた後に残った文字だと考えて良いでしょう。引き裂くという意味が4と5も潰せという意味なのか。4と5の間を引き
It's insane.
逃がすもんですか。
First of all, this is insane.
どうして窓から自分で出るんですか。金像が
Scrandle, you are fucking with me.
フルドエリカが
I also love that voice line. I use that voice line at least 3 times. I use it for like the weather bit. I use it for the FNAF jump scare. I use it for this bit.
I have been investigating Umi chat to see how they've been holding up. I've taken a few screenshots. I've censored the profiles and the names for privacy.
Oh yeah. Also, I gotta say, I'm pretty sure I stole this idea from Umbreen. Umbreen, if you're in the chat, of doing the blackout eyes on PFPs. I was like, that is a fucking great bit. I gotta steal that.
But I have been checking to see how Umi chat has been doing, and I think it's only fair. But we don't just take the clips. We do actually go down, boots on the ground.
Okay, this bit I was
and
kind of
investigate what is happening.
I was kind of
in
nervous with
Umi
it
stream
because
chat.
all
So
the other
over to
parts
me,
obviously are like
reporting live from the field.
pre-made.
Take it away, me.
I was not like an improv guy, so I was like, how the hell is
Hello.
this gonna go?
Oh,
I'm just gonna fucking
Hello. I'm here. In
talk to people in the
Umi's
chat.
Neko stream chat. A place that has been crushed. A purgatory.
I
if you
did
say,
talk to
if
Damek
you will.
beforehand, and he was
Between
like,
Umeko's
I'm down
spoiler chat
to
and Joe the
like
streamer. A place
be
that
a
is
plant in the
undergoing
chat
immense
to like
pressure,
create content.
fighting for its life against the streamer who hates the game and people who can't talk about it because they'll be spoiled. Hello, everyone. I've come today to.
But I was
ask
like, you know,
about
it's
what
a
problems are
fun
going.
concept because it's like what other news portals do, right?
Hello, Relit. Please tell me your
Welcome to
thoughts
Angie City.
on the Umineko stream so far and how you feel that Joe now.
Oh,
hates
this is
the
also
game.
like I think this is when Joe
Joe's
was
hating it. I'm crashing out. Oh my god.
was crashing out a
these
little
are
bit and
real
was mad
people.
at stream chat.
These are
But they
real
were mad at
people's
Umi
human
full.
lives who are being the
So the idea was I was going to go
crushed in
into
this
stream
horrible
chat, who's like the
tragedy.
poor victim in the middle.
Hell on earth for me forever. Hello, Mr. Not Dalmek. Sorry, I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. How are you feeling on this stream so far? Have you any thoughts you want to share with the class? That is, excuse me, that is not Dalmek. If that was Dalmek, it would be called Dalmek. The name clearly says totally not Dalmek. It is a sad today. I am here on vacation from our Umineko, and I can say this is such a tragic tale. I have already suffered endlessly, but now I am entering the rage phase. My God,
Man, Umineko. My
some
God,
of
they're
these poor
terrifying.
citizens have been driven.
This fucking Erica,
driven to
which is great.
psychosis by this intense pressure they are feeling today. It is a tragedy.
The nerd Erica.
It's a sad time to be in Umineko.
Umineko chat really
under
is the middle
such
child. You are
terrible
correct. You are
times.
100% correct. It gets
Are
caught in
you
the middle.
bored of your repetitive games with such slow-paced and character-focused narratives? Don't you want something new? Well, get ready for the all-new edition that will be really different. Monopoly Episode 5 Edition. Pick your character. Solve the epitaph to earn your gold.
I don't know if this came through, but obviously this is meant to be the different colours of the Monopoly money. That I coloured the bricks differently, and then this is the rules. And I stole it from this. It's so hard to find gameplay of Monopoly in any of the ads. I had to find a video that was how to play Monopoly. I had to put on my watch history a 20-minute video saying how to play Monopoly. That forever YouTube's gonna think I'm an idiot. So I could get this down. So I hope you appreciate my sacrifice. Monopoly Let's Play.
He tries to progress through the narrative.
Okay, and here's another. This is an editing gripe. Fucking never edit anything that requires shadows. You notice here, this looks great because I've color matched the text box the same color as this. But as soon as this fucker moves his hand over things, it changes the color of the green. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking change the color of this green to be darker when someone's hand's over it and then color it again. Because it's, first of all, it would be the whole thing. It wouldn't be edges of it. It would be, I was like, there's no way to change this. So it just obviously sticks out. There's like nothing I can do. So it's like a huge editing gripe with anything with shadows. It's just, it pisses me off a lot. Also, I probably could have thought of funnier names for these. I just called them Kitchen Guest House. Failed Kraus Investment was pretty decent. And then the railways being secret passages. Oh, that was pretty decent. But yeah.
Or let your opponents control him. Or let him control himself. Kraus embezzlement. Who fucking knows anymore? Purchase all the
I mean, that's when,
areas of the
people were like, who the hell controls Battler? So it is like, oh, you control him, they control him, who knows? Who even controls Battler?
with your gold. And then buy side characters to progress your wildly insane goals. Experience all new events.
Oh, yeah, this was when
chance cards.
See your dead grandpa in the woods. That was that the hardest Joe ever crashed out? Was the fucking where they solved the epitaph by Battler seeing a vision of his ghost of his dead dad, or metaphorically, I guess, pointing somewhere. That was funny.
Finish the chapter by passing go. Just don't get sent to a locked room mystery. Grab your copy now. A product of Umineko when they gaming.
The hardest crash out was Sakugas, that's true. But that was like a meta one. Hasbro Gaming not being Nanjo Gaming? I probably could have done that, yeah. I think I just ran out of time to edit. Erica Watch.
Hello and welcome.
Okay, I do have to say, I fully admit, this one is possibly the lowest effort and the worst one of all of them. I think I hit a what would you call it? An imaginative rock bottom with this one. Like, I think the concepts are okay, but I just kind of like put photos in front of things. It was like a PowerPoint slideshow. I think this one was not great. Not great for me. I mean, I hope people liked it, but I was not. I did not make the sports commentary edits, no. Those were amazing. But no, that was not me, I'm afraid. And that's also why I didn't do any sports commentary ones, because like I felt like it would be too close to riffing on Yaki Baki stuff, yeah.
To Erica Watch. Reports of an Erica infestation continue to sweep the kingdom, especially located in hotspots around Jads and Rokkenjima. Victims are complaining of a lack of sleep, the feeling that they're being watched, and ruined family game nights. Here are a few signs to check if your house has been invaded. Firstly, check for some tape around the door.
So yeah, I just found this photo that someone had put tape on a door, and then I used what the hell did I even use for this? I think I used like paint to write Erica Furoda just on it. So it wasn't, and I didn't even like, I probably could have zoomed in, but like cropping it, I could have put something on the barriers here. I just put this poorly cropped image on there. It wasn't one of my finest.
Doors and windows
I'm just putting it
on the
there.
lookout for the signature Erica, signature. This will differentiate your infestation from any run-of-the-mill detectives. Leave out some empty puzzle books on the table overnight. If you awake in the morning to find them solved, this is a strong
This was when
indicator
Erica
that you
was
might need
like
to call in
ruining the
Battle
family
Pest
game
Squad.
night by just
Be
fucking
on the
doing all
lookout
the
for signs
answers.
of Erica habitation, like the smell of black tea, disposable chopsticks lying around, or a faint good coming from the less visited spaces of your house, like the attic or a wedding altar. Finally, frequently check your windows before going to bed, especially if you hear scuttling sounds around. Please stay aware
Erica
and
jump
stay
scare.
safe out there, folks. Now, back to you in the studio.
Your house had
You're
one of
in a
these.
Mark?
Okay, here we go. Another banger. Another banger. This is Hey Den. So I was in the mod chat, and I was like, guys, can anyone do an American accent? Like a southern country American accent? And Hey Den was like, yes, I can. And I was like, amazing. This is so. If you remember, if you've played or watched Hypnospace, there's a trailer they advertised towards old people about getting Hypnospace. And it's like, do you remember when days were better and people knew the value of hard work and the technique to do it? All that kind of like, it was like that kind of voice. So I just took inspiration from that. So this was like an inspired version of that, basically. So if you ever see, I would show you it, but I don't know if me switching to a different scene is going to reset this video. So let's not risk that.
We do things a little differently. We've gone back to the values that made this country great. God, guns, and good old family values.
God bless America.
We know the value of rolling your sleeves up and doing.
Okay, so this bit was a bit harder. Recorded under your blanket in a 95/35 degree room. Oh my word, that's fucking warm. Jesus. So, like, my idea was meant to be, like, this was the hard work of, like, learning the epitaph, and then the reward was the gold. But I don't know if it fully came across.
Doing a hard day's work, as well as the feeling of having your efforts rewarded. And that's why we here get our furniture from right here in America. We don't get stuff from Finland or Iceland or England or wherever that flag is from.
Obviously a reference to, if you remember, Joe not being able to remember what flag or knowing which flag this one was. Which, to be fair, I'll give him, it does look, if you don't know your flags, it does look quite a lot like the England flag. If you just think like, oh, this is a cut out of the England flag, and they just put like a blue band around it for whatever reason.
I'm no vexillologist. What I am is a patriot. That's why I only get 100% American-made paperweights. There's no sorcery here, only finely made American craftsmanship. Because every virtual novel needs its own virtual paperweight.
Okay, so I did realise, after I'd given Hayden the script, and after I was 90% of the way through cropping this so this one covers the other ones, you don't use paperweights for books. You use bookmarks for books. I was like, I'm too far in. I'm too far in the edit now. We're just gonna keep rolling. Because I mean, you could, I guess, use a paperweight to hold down a book. Like, that's open. But I was like, whatever, fuck it. And yeah, so I edited all these, and I was like, well, there's 8 there for Umineko, and, you know, fill the rest with Zirconia, because it perfectly fit up. There we go. Beautiful.
Buy yours now. Only $29.99 from us at Umimara.
100%.
Hello and welcome.
American-made paperweights, the line you have to repeat 30 times because you kept leaving a word out. I know the feeling. I've re-recorded things quite a lot. Phase 2 when? I don't know. You got to DM fucking Ryakushi, brother.
The newest segment of Umi News, the Umi News call-in segment. That's right, you, the viewer, can call in at 1-800-UMI-NEWS and have your say on the air. Now, looks like we have our first caller on the line. All right, line 1. Hello, you're on the show. Wait, what the hell is that Erica? Fuck, I don't speak Japanese. Nanjo, can you bring up the subtitles, please? Thanks.
I, of course, had to, with any comedy series which has a person who normally speaks on subtitles, you have to do the meta joke of asking people to add the subtitles halfway through. I'm sorry, it's like the law of doing those jokes. I had to put one in. Cute. Okay, there we go.
Seems a little rude, but go on.
Yeah, you know what, Amio, I 100%, I've thought this. Every time I do it, I'm like, I really hope there's no one who speaks fluent Japanese watching these, because they are just saying random sentences. They are just saying fragments, and I chop and chip things. So, like, you'll say half a sentence, then a word from another one, and then another sentence completely unrelated, just because it flows better. Like, if you speak fluent Japanese, this must be a fucking nightmare to listen to.
Yeah, you are very cool, Erica.
You know, a little is already confusing. Yeah, I understand.
Alright, great. I don't even know how she managed to call it anyway from where she is. Anyway, on to the next guest. Hello, you're on the air. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Okay, so this next caller is Julie. Famous One Piece fan Julie. And I told him I want an insane Umineko conspiracist. So I want you to go full crazy with this one. Which is why he went full crazy with it. So I respect it.
Long time watcher, first time caller. I love the show.
Oh, thank God. Like an actual normal caller. I was slightly concerned it was going to be all weirdos the entire time. Okay, Are you a big Umineko fan?
Oh yeah, of course, that's why I came here. I wanted to tell you about the true message of Umineko and why magic is real.
What do you mean by that? Like, magic is real in Umineko? You're a magic believer?
So, I finished Umineko 10 years ago, and I was so sad. But then one day, Beatrice came to me in a dream and told me that all of the characters in Umineko are in fact alien beings from a different dimension who created their proxy called Ryukishi, so he could write Umineko and find those who truly understand the message.
Okay, I definitely spoke too soon earlier.
And now if I have enough love, I will be able to see them and join them in the paradise of the Golden Land, which is also known as the planet Ivaga, which means paradise in Guarani, which is where they come from, 106 light years away.
That's a real place, by the way. I can't remember why I chose it. I think it had gold in the name. I searched mini planets gold. I think it was the one that came up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, you're right. Let me get to the point. So, I have been training every day by conversing with a Beatrice AI I generated from ChatGPT.
So, it's fucked up that since this came out, let me just say this. If Umineko was still being written in the year of our Lord 2025, there would be a scene where someone was using a Beatrice AI on ChatGPT. I'm just saying. It would be happening. If then we've now got /r/AI girlfriends on Reddit or whatever, this would be happening.
Who, by the way, agrees with me that everyone on the subreddit just didn't get my post about the importance of the Chester sisters being bunny girls. Like the rabbits who live on the moon. Extraterrestrials. Hello, everyone. Am I crazy?
Nando,
no, the government will try to tell you that I am crazy, but...
Oh my god. Okay, next, call number 3. Hello, you're on the air. Welcome to the show.
あれは編集部の方に手配していただいた身代わりです。あのサイン会の時、
Oh yeah, I think this was Umbrian's suggestion was having, or one of the ideas was Feathering being a fan shipper.
本を読んでいるふりをしているだけ。作者名とブランドだけで本を読み、読んだつもりでいる。
I will say, I don't think it was her idea to have to say that George and Shannon is the better ship. I think she would hate that. But I mean, she feels like she would have arguments with people online about what the ships were, right? 100%.
の本に何が書いても何も読んでなんかいない。ただ今、流行りの作品は欠かさず読んでいるとインテリブるために読んだふりをしているだけ。その程度の者どもにどうして我が身をさらせようか。汚らわしきかな、汚らわしきかな。
The best Umineko ship is Beatrice / Angie.
Chill.
Damn.
George and Shannon? Really? That's not the best one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's probably
all
the
right,
worst
hello,
one,
caller.
George and
You are
Shannon.
on the air.
Hey there. I felt I had to call in.
Oh look, I wonder who what mysterious voice in this is. So I have to say, I'm pretty sure I asked Mouse. I want to say less than 48 hours before the Uminews. I think I said to her, hey, do you want to be on here? Or do you want to? I think earlier I said, do you want to be on it? And she was like, yeah, that sounds great. Just send me a script I can riff on. And then I didn't. I think I sent it to her the day before, and I was like, "Is this still okay?" Yeah, and she's really good. And then I had to work out how the hell to voice edit things to make it sound like the sponsor from 100 Line, of course. The one really annoying thing when you slow down the volume of someone's voice, it really messes with the timing of the video file. So I had to keep cutting and chopping the video file because it kept thinking it was longer than it was. Anyway, it was annoying Vegas stuff, but. It was a pain in the ass to do, but we managed to get it done. And it turned out quite well, I think.
To pick with Joe.
Oh, really? Okay, what's your problem?
Up until now, I've been loving the playthrough, but ever since episode 5, I feel like he's really stopped engaging with Ryuki's
because the voice
work.
is slower, but the video file's the same
size,
right? So it thinks it's bigger than it is.
Rules work and so cries plot holes.
Seems a little harsh.
He's given up caring about the mystery. He's also so rude to Erica, who's literally the only other person trying to solve it. I wish he cared about the story half as much as he cared about Zepbar and Furfur's fucking butt fangs.
Real.
Those two precious little demons, or meow meows as chat might say, are the highlight of the game, and reducing them to sex objects is insulting to the feminist narrative
of the story. And during Pride Month. And also...
Wait, Mouse, is that you?
Huh?
Your voice changer seems to have broken.
Oh, anyway, bye!
You could tell it was Mouse. I will say, when it came on, there were like 5 people in chat who were like, oh my god, it's Mouse! And I was just like, oh my god, how did they know? They could just I guess they'd listened to enough Mouse, they just knew the inflections and the tones and stuff. That's why you record at a higher sample rate so you can stretch the audio more. I got to learn these techniques. I got to learn this magic because I know nothing about audio. You love how Mouse's distorted voice sounds. It did come out pretty well. I won't lie. You did not get it to the end. I thought the distortion was pretty good. Well, I think that just about does it for today's viewer call-ins. I hope you had fun. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Oh yes. In a world without hope. Fucking... I definitely could have done a better view. In a time bereft of love. In a time bereft of love. I fucking love doing that voice. Only one woman. I could have done a better font. What's right? That's all I'll say. And protect what's left. But I didn't know what to choose. Cinema. The fucking shotgun loading noise. Umineko when they die. This time, truth isn't the only thing running red. I think that line was inspired from high-octane FPS combat. Also, this was not worth the time. It was a very funny bit, but this took like 40 minutes to get all of these aligned and cropping against the wall and each other. This was a fucking high-intensity edit here. I got the fucking little pixelated rose in the bottom here. And I changed armor to gold. I think I left everything else the same. Because the problem is with Doom, you fucking move around so much. You just have to constantly move the things around, and then they become corpses and they change the angles, whatever. Also, this one, you would not believe how hard it is to find, like just like a business UI. I think I got this from a game that was called like Vape Shop Simulator or something. I looked through like 12 different games and eventually found this one that did like. Eventually made gave you like this kind of like business kind of look. Fashion business and rule the industry. And then the things of this ignore your child. Look, okay. I don't want to toot my own horn too much. But the ignore your child with Kiryu failing the phone call minigame from the Yakuza 0 thing, I thought that was pretty funny. Show off your moves in the multiplayer mode. There we go. I just want to get some of the fighting game in. Having now played the fighting game, I don't know how the fuck you do this move. I'm like, I know there's special moves you can do in the game because I saw them do it. Real scenes, episode 3, when they die. Releasing summer 2026. Pre-order now and get the Mitsui DLC for free. Mitsui DLC.
She killed a child. Amazing. Mission complete. That right there.
That bit still gets good. I'm here at the local university. You killed a child. Amazing. Mission complete. The fucking Beatrice. Okay, so this one. Did you know the fighting game Battler has a grope opponent's breast special move? I did not know that. I'm going to have to lock that one in. I'm going to have to find that one out. So I remember this one was one that I think I'd just come back. Like I had an issue with my teeth. So I didn't have any time to animate it. So I just did the PowerPoint presentation slideshow. I think I was like, okay, everyone imagine this was animated. The English department has made a bold new choice. They've decided to open up a Umineko literature degree course. I sat down for an interview with the professor in charge. You know what inspired this as well? Was the fact that I remember hearing you can do a Harry Potter literature course degree at some universities. And I was like, well, if you can do a fucking Harry Potter literature course degree, why not an Umineko one? As your lawyer, I'm telling you to not say you will lock in groping breasts. You know what? You were right. I retract my statement.
I believe this is probably Cambridge. It's either Cambridge or Oxford, and I want to say it's Cambridge because I live in Cambridge, so the Google results, when I just type in university, would have come up with this one first. Hi, thanks for sitting down with me today. No problem. So, why did you start this course? Well, as you know, these days, this fucking... I read this article. I crashed out in Jad's. How do I live in Cambridge and not know what Cambridge looks like? I don't normally visit the university. I work separate to the university, so I don't go to the campus very often. You put old school RuneScape stuff all over my town. That's, you know what? God bless. Do more. This article, I crashed out in Jad's when someone posted this. I can't remember who posted it, or I found it on my own and then I posted it there. It's just this paper of, like, English majors from these two universities, and, like, they didn't understand, like, metaphors, or, like, they were reading, what was it, the place, what was it? It's that book from Charles Dickens, The Bleak Manor, and they were like, I don't get it, guy. I don't understand. It was just like, oh yeah, he had like, they said like, he was talking to a guy with large whiskers, and one of them was like, oh, is he a cat? And I was like, what do you mean, was he a cat? Like, it just crashed out. So then I was like, what if it's, you know, I just brought it in with this, anyway. Sorry, that's me going off on a rant. Attention spans have really been destroyed by TikTok, Instagram, and the like, so students are really struggling to read the classics. So we decided to go with a double-pronged solution, an option which both has visuals to keep the students engaged, and a popular media property so people will be excited to read it. Hey, maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. A degree in Umineko would generally be good because it gets into Dante's Inferno and Agatha Christie and C.S. Lewis and Lewis Carroll. Look, Broken Bee. Submit the form. Submit the form in. After doing some digging, we decided to go to Umineko after one of the PhD students described it as peak. I haven't actually read it yet, but looking at the reviews, it does have a 95% on Steam, which is very impressive. For example, a classic like Bleak House only has 4.2 out of 5, so this must be good. I do love the idea of professors being like, well, Steam has this, and then like, that's pretty good. You're so confused why the chat on screen does not match actual Twitch chat. I know, I'm bamboozling you with using old Twitch chat. We've developed a full curriculum with both an exam and a coursework component. Due to the financial issues, we were having to be I never got past this concept stage of just a guy with the fucking pointing at the GS
until we figured something out. We quickly realised an Umineko reader's favourite activity was writing walls of text online, so we've incorporated that into the curriculum. Each student will need to write 5,000 words a month on Umineko on whatever student media platform of their choice. The actual content doesn't matter, so long as they believe they won in their hearts.
I don't think there's anything, like, I didn't choose this text for any reason. I think it was just a wall of text. I think it was just a wall of text in UmiStream Discord chat. So I was just like, I'm just going to say this because it looks like they're just like yapping on for a lot of run and stuff. I mean, I haven't even read, I don't think I've literally even read through this yet. This might have been full, I mean, it was in UmiStream chat and it hadn't been banned, so I assumed it was fine. But this could have very easily been full spoilers to the entire thing that no one had found out, and I just spoiled everyone. I probably should have read that before putting it on stream. Battler went missing on the 3rd and could have theoretically come home. He was eating rats on the island since 1986 and loving it so much he never came home. My god, they moored the ending. We also until recently included a practical lab course to the degree. Each student would at some point throughout the year set up a locked room mystery in their bedroom. I think this should still be done. I think if you study literature that includes mystery novels in university as coursework, you should have to set up your own locked room mystery. I think that I think that would go hard. I'm just saying. And force their roommate to solve it. Whether they actually solved it or not was irrelevant, as long as the two bonded over the experience and realised the deeper metatextual implications set in the studio. Well, we did do it until the incident. The incident. Anyway, we're very excited to continue the course over the coming years. Well, that is exciting to hear. But I do have one question. Don't you feel like an entire degree on such a niche topic is wildly impractical and will have little relevance in the outside world? Please,
It was already an English degree. How much lower could we go? Insert generic laugh there. Besides, the course already has a very high level of interest. In fact, we had a new applicant who's meant to take the entrance AP exam test this Tuesday. Although he didn't show up. I wonder if he said he was too busy lying or something? I guess that was more honest than the usual dead grandma excuse. So this was obviously after Joe was going to take the AP test, and then he just played Liza P instead. I was like, we'll do it some other time. Well, thank you for your time. Back to you in the studio. Welcome to the all-new chat show that won't be to fight for your love. Zephyr and Furfur will be summoned onto your screens soon. Catch up on all the latest gossip. I feel like they would do a gossip show, like an evening show. Surely, right? They seem like the type that live for drama. Discover the juiciest drama. Also, so this is my mistake, honestly. But I was looking up like Maury, and I was looking up all those, You Are Not the Father shows, right? And I was like, fuck, I can't find a clip that is You Are Not the Mother, because obviously with Battler, it's the mother that's not his real mother. So I was like, I need a You Are Not the Mother. And then like after like an hour of looking for them, I was like, wait, how the fuck would you have a surprise You Are Not the Mother? I don't think that works. I don't think that's gonna work. So I had to take a You Are Not the Father and then just change it. But I was locked in. I was too locked in, guys. Come on. Battler or Battle Aunt. Now he runs off crying. Fucking even featuring a variety of guest stars.
You can blow this. I'm gonna kick it up a notch and say, kill. I would kill.
Incredible kill. You know the fucked up thing about this scene is I think the original question isn't actually that far off. I'm pretty sure the original question is like, what would you do to like have sex? I'm pretty sure it's like pretty close related to the actual thing there. Zephyr and Furfur, Friday's a date, coming to you soon. And unseen, completely legitimate, true and real old Umineko bits, Uminews bits. Enjoy. Oh yeah, this was very nice of Julie. Like, I was off on holiday the entire week, so I couldn't, but I was back in time for Uminews. I was like, I can't do anything. So Julie was like, you know what, I'll put together something that's like a joke draft of something you did before you did like the professional ones. So thank you, Julie, for putting this together in fucking 360p with the unregistered Hypercam 2, the classic.
Thank you, Walrus. I'm here in the field with a very interesting bit of news concerning something that happened in Rockin' Jimo lately. We're very timely and organized here. As we know, episode 1 will be ramping up with the upcoming collab between famous voice actor Greg Chun and Average Joe Joseph Anderson. Yes, that is his actual name, by the way, according to our most recent data. But right now,
and before the Tom reveal, or it's like obviously pitched before the Tom reveal.
Overnight. I am live right now with Ushiromiya Battler, discussing the status of this completely
You just put stuff on Krita and then recorded it moving with OBS? That's the dream.
Thank you, Walrus. I'm currently crashing out because my parents are fucking dead. Like, forever.
Yeah.
There's so many parts of their characters we did not get to explore. And I don't even know what's going on.
You know what's fucked up, Julie? You were right. They were actually dead forever. We just didn't know.
Here, I feel like I'm missing a lot of stuff. If only I had some sort of objectively true statement, perhaps color-coded, that could help me figure out this thing, that'd be great.
By the way, actually, random question. Did Joe ever address the fact that the Red Truth then became, like, irrelevant towards the end? Because I remember right at the beginning, when Red Truth was introduced, he was like, if it ever turns out the Red Truth is wrong, like, the entire story is going to be invalidated. And that was obviously when he was in his mystery hat thinking phase. So I'm assuming now that he's, like, beyond that level. I mean, today.
Because he had the crash out where he was like, well, they're being stupid because they're not asking the right questions. But I mean, like, today when it was like, Byrne was like, here's a red truth that Battle is dead. And then Angie's like, no, Lamau, he's not dead. And I believe. And I guess it's okay because he technically was kind of dead and not dead. And I understand it was a bait and switch, so the mystery doesn't matter too much. But I don't know if he also thought about the red truth or not. I'll have to go back and watch the last half an hour stuff, but he didn't address the red truth in general. I'm assuming it's the same kind of level as the mystery stuff then. Well.
But as we know, such a thing does not exist because magic is fake as fuck. True. So.
Magic is fake as fuck.
What a magnificently gripping bit of mystery. Do you have any theories as to what may happen next? Oh, definitely. I know this story still has a long way to go, so I imagine the rest of my family will be killed over the course of the next 10 days, since there are 10 Twilights, and obviously, that means we've got 10 days in Rokkenjima, maybe even one per episode. I assume my character will not be.
Could you imagine if the entire thing was
since,
just,
as we all know, this is slice
each episode one
bullshit,
person died,
and I just like boobs. That's like my single character trait.
It was
extremely enlightening. I'm sure all of these predictions will hold water as we carry on. Any
fucking
final thoughts?
Cancel Julie, making fun of my accent. That's fucked up. Oh, you were really trying to get a British accent, so you had to do a calibration blimies in between your takes. Julie, I'm sorry to tell you this. I don't think you nailed down the British accent. I can somehow tell it was still you.
Like to share? Yes. Surprisingly.
It's hard. Welcome to my life, Julie. Welcome to the struggle.
Bullshit so far. I'd really like for hot witches and bunny girls to show up. I'm also extremely bored here due to the lack of sword and magic fights. There's literally nothing to work with here. Well, you've heard it here first, folks. From this preliminary analysis, we can only assume Joe will hit a great vegetables moment when time travel is inevitably introduced, as it happens in all visual novels.
So true.
This has been
it kind of was, actually.
Live from Rokkenjima. Back to me in the studio.
I love your fake PowerPoint ending. Any joke is made better with a fucking movie maker ending credit scene. And then here's the classic. This is the other one that people loved a lot. And I think is also up there for maybe top 3. The Nanjo apology video. Here with Nanjo today. After it was revealed he was a fascist. Important. So Nanjo, if you would please. Thank you. Firstly, Nanjo would like to apologize for collaborating with fascists. And he reveals he's a scumbag. He also apologizes for accepting almost literally Nazi gold to help out. We here at Uminews take these accusations very seriously, and we want you to know that integrity and respect for our audience is at the forefront of our minds at every... into the ad. I was originally going to make it a... It was originally going to be an ad for Fate, just because Fate was, big at the time. But I think... Hey, Denna? I think you mentioned Italian Job with Umineko, I think. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I gotta get that one. Gotta get that. Doing it.
Bloody doors off. It's a very difficult job, and the only way to get through it is we all work together as a team. And that means...
My one regret is they didn't really give Kinzo's Commander General more than one face. So I had to use this generic soldier face, I think, the entire time.
Everything I say.
And obviously, if you didn't know, The Italian Job is a film about people stealing a large amount of gold ingots from the Italian government. I think because they were Nazis and they were stealing them back during like World War II.
Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea.
Turn. And that's why we're doing all we can to improve our
in
image.
Minikoo's, yeah.
To help us with our learning journey, we are setting up a Kickstarter and a Patreon you can donate to help us in this time of need. I'm mainly just thankful I was too lazy to crop the actual Umineko symbol properly when making the Uminews logo, so I don't have an actual hate symbol in my branding.
That was lucky.
We are listening and we are learning. Nanjo, do you have any final words you want to say?
驚きましたとも。しかもその上、軍機なので秘密で治療しろと。これは手厳しいですな。突然外国人の女性患者を連れ込み。
Okay, this is true though. Like, is it in the manga or the anime? Do they have a young version of Nanjo? Because I feel like Nanjo deserves a young version of Nanjo. But I only ever see him as Old Man Nanjo. Now, I don't know if he had 23-inch circumference arms, abs, and great cheese on, and long flowing hair down to his
Nanjo,
waist,
please.
but...
Save it for the Patreon members. Lastly from me, I want to apologise for my association with problematic characters. I wasn't aware of these actions previously, but I still want to ask for forgiveness for any bad actors I may have boosted during my time at Uminews. I am, of course, referring to Joseph Anderson and his violent hatreds of weebs and weeb culture.
True.
Even betraying his fans by abandoning the ability to unlock the Ayaya emote. That's right, Joe, I never forgot.
I didn't. I never forgot. I know we had the Oh No No remote. Do we even still have the... Does Joe still have the Oh No No remote? Hold on, I gotta check. I think he's taken it off. How times change. Oh no, there it is. Oh, it's Oh No No with O-N. There it is. The one that Marek made is the reverse of Ayaya. Classic. That's some old lore there if you haven't been around for so long. So like if you haven't been around for as long as if you haven't been here since before the marble race, originally before it was the marble race, it was 1 billion channel points to unlock Ayaya on Joe's Twitch channel. And it was the Great Ayaya Wars because you could donate 10,000 to drop it, 10,000 to boost it up. And he had like days where like if you donate on this day, it's like 3x the points and stuff. So it was a huge battle. It wasn't like in the marble races, everyone's together, everyone's united on the dream of getting the anime marbles. But the Ayaya Wars were a dark time in Joe's history. And locking anime acceptance behind his monocoin paywall, piling up his monocoin stash in his Swiss bank account. For shame. For shame.
Anyway, that's all from us here at Uminews. From now on, I hope we can put this behind us, never be responsible for our past actions again, and never do anything problematic in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and check out one of our other vids, like this one from one of Nanjo's streams.
So we were thinking like, what is the most problematic game for Nanjo to be streaming? And we eventually came on like, well, it's gotta be Hearts of Iron 4, where he's role-playing as, well, ideally it'd be role-playing as the Nazis, but as he's Japanese, he's role-playing as Imperial Japan invading China. I mean, that's gotta be the most cancelable one. And then I asked Umbreen, because Umbreen is our non-problematic Hearts of Iron 4 player. She's one of the good ones, exactly. So I asked her, like, could you give me some footage of you playing Imperial Japan? Can you please make sure you click on the government angle, which shows, like, the big-ass, like, Imperial Eagle? Can you click on some of the signs that say Nazis? You know, all that kind of stuff. So we got it all in there. And yeah, of course, we have Nanjo with the pink cat ears, which is how you know he's a real problematic one. He's a manipulator.
さんほどではありませんが、私にも英語の心得がありました。二人の会話を漏れ聞き、二人が決して厄介な何者かでないと確信したからです。もちろん、インゴットに目がくらまなかったといえば。
There he is. Hi there. This is Hypothetical Walrus with a message. As you know.
Okay, so here's another one. Okay, so I wanted to play because it's like a charity thing of like, you know, it's a classic play on the African charity one, which is like, you know, every 3 seconds or every time I clap my fingers, a child dies of starvation, and it has the "In the Arms of an Angel" playing, right? In the arms of an angel, fly away. Broken beat. Thank you for saving a chatter 4 times. My God. So I was like, okay, I want to play that in the background, but obviously I can't just play the song because I'm going to get copyright struck. So I wanted to find a funny version of it. So I was like, has someone made like a MIDI version? Has someone made like a karaoke version? But someone had, but it sounded too much like the original. All I could find was a person playing it really badly on the recorder, but it was like so bad, like as a joke, obviously. It was so bad it like would take away from the whole bit because you just wouldn't be listening to anything else. So I was like, what can I do to make this funny? So I was like, I know what I can do. I think what I did is I'll speed it up. And then I was like, wait, why would I speed up myself? Let me just go to YouTube, type in Nightcore in the Arms of an Angel, which I did find. I found a 10-year-old YouTube video called Nightcore in the Arms of an Angel, and it had like a DeviantArt like 13-year-old OC angel crying. I think it was exactly what you expect from that title. And I played it in this, and I think I even sped up a little bit more. So that's why it sounds like that, because it is literally a Nightcore track.
Umineko is coming to an end, and many viewers are starting to feel lost and directionless. This has led to tragedy striking many homes, as some weebs have fallen into reading Fate.
My God.
Scenes like this are unfortunately common in the VN society.
The funny thing is, like, I haven't read Fate, but the people I know who've read Fate said they quite liked it. So, I mean, I realise it may not be stream suitable, but, you know.
Every 3 streams, a chatter starts Fate.
Okay, and this is obviously a play on the... Is it like every 3 minutes? Every 3 minutes? A chatter, like a child, like, dies of starvation. It was like the classic African charity one that got played in the UK and America a lot.
We are a charitable organisation, helping Fate readers recover and giving them the support they need to transition into a happier...
Where do you donate to save a Fate reader from becoming a chatter? Never. Nowhere. They are doomed to become chatters.
Healthier life. We here at Fate and Switch need...
Okay, also... I thought this... I spent 10 minutes coming up with a name. I couldn't think of anything. But in the end, I think this came out pretty well. I think Fate and Switch is kind of funny. I'm going to give myself a self +2 for that.
Your help. For just a 5 monocoin donation, you can keep innocent chatters off dangerous VNs. Our volunteers work tirelessly.
Okay, and then also, I have no idea what VN this is. I literally just typed in best VNs in, like, you know, got one of those forum posts where it was like, or like some post that was like, here are the top rated VNs of all time. And so I clicked like one of them. It was this one. Sakura no Uta. Is this the one that's the one that where they... The horrific one where they think they're all evil monsters? That's Saya no Uta. I think I've asked that before. Why the fuck do they sound so similar? What does no Uta mean? Anyway. So yeah, I just clicked it randomly and I was like, well, this one's high rated. I'll just put an image of that up. So I am not in any way condoning this VN. I have never played it. I don't know if it's good. It seems quite highly rated. I thought it was just funny to put a picture of 2 anime girls on a PC and people who play VNs would be like, yo, I know that one. Oh my god, peak, cinema. You know, whatever. It means song of. Okay, that makes sense. Or something song. I see.
To help Fate readers make better choices. If you would like to donate, or you or a loved one is involved in the Fate franchise, please call 0800 Not Your Fate. Together, we can make a difference. In the wake of Beatrice's death, people around the world have been dealing with the news in their own way. In many parts of the world, Umi fans are attending parades in her memory.
Oh yes, this
Although,
was the
some others have a slightly different opinion on the matter.
Fumo,
well,
my sweet. Did anyone ever get the Fumo?
To get the thoughts of those closest to the event. Let's go. Now, excuse me, miss. How do you feel about the recent death of Beatrice?
Oh,
this is obviously after the funeral of Beatrice Chapter. You did. Congratulations. You pre-ordered the official Fumo. Nice. Excuse me, sir. That bit hits a lot harder now, huh?
親父殿は相変わらずご気分が優れられないそうだ。年に一度の親族が集まるこの機会に同席できないことを非常に残念がられておられた。
You know, just have the characters say funny stuff,
ではディナーを始めようじゃないか。
Excuse me, ma'am. What is your opinion on Beatrice?
This one was quite good, actually. The Julius being like, well, talk shit, get hit, you know? If I was still the witch, maybe she wouldn't have died.
しかしあなたはあの子の対戦相手。あなたが自ら投げ出さない限り。
Good night, Dave. Excuse me, sir. Do you have any thoughts on Beatrice's death?
お嬢様の笑い声は時折実に品がありません。それを聞くたびに。
Oh, so that's why you're wearing the maid uniform. Dressed for the job you want and all that.
なぜ私ほどの高貴な悪魔が
I will say, excuse me, sir. I think Renove pulls off the hat. I think the hat works quite well on Renove. The dress, I don't know if that works as well. But the hat, I think he pulls it off. Thoughts on the Beatrice situation? The Beatrice situation. We have to talk about the Beatrice situation. Oh, well, can we see this new Beatrice? In the classic, she goes to different school. She lives in Canada. Well, you wouldn't know as her. You can see, thoughts here are varied. But I think we can all agree, rip. Back to you in the studio. Have you been looking for a maid or a general handywoman hiring company? Then look no further than the Seven Sisters Service. If you need someone to clean your house, be your friend, watch helplessly as you get.
Oh, this is what you fell behind on the thing.
Your enemies.
See you,
Stop
Retnip. Thank you for your compliment.
Crash a wedding. Then look no further than the Seven Sisters Service. Hire them for the low price of your attention. Just take a look at these customer reviews. A low-cost alternative to the Siesta Sisters, without any of the nihi. Mammon is
okay, so one thing, I could not say nihi is in like any way which made any sense. I just couldn't say it without it sounding stupid. So I had to call it nihis, even though it's not the thing, because I just could not make that noise. Like the nihis, like I just couldn't do it. I had to give up on it. I tried like 30 times. I just could not get my mouth to pronounce the nihi and then the z on the end.
Remember, when you make a mistake, all the mistakes.
Terrible joke.
Contact us now on links.
Even worse joke. Fucking Linksin. It's a fucking. It's fucking awful. But hey, then
we did a fun look back at all the best moments. All the bloopers that we've carried out throughout the years. Please enjoy some of our fun edits that we had to cancel out to maintain professionalism.
Okay, so I think this was based on an Onion video that Dalmek was like, hey, this could be quite fun to like base a concept of, which was like, they had an Onion video of like a guy retiring, so they had all like these clips from his life as a news anchor. And they all had dumb shit on them. So it's kind of like based on that
in the streams. Thank you.
And so obviously I had the dumb joke about Virgilia being hit by 3 different things. She gets hit by the Noxes first, and then hit by the other commandments, and then she eventually gets hit by a flying Erica. Oh, sorry, it's Julie. Yeah. And this was Julie's bit as well about fucking Maria not believing any of this, and she just breaks character.
Alright everyone, we'll be starting soon.
Oh my god,
is everyone ready?
Nanjo Umu.
Okay, cool. So we can... Nanjo, what are you doing? Are you playing fucking Uma Musume? What the hell are you doing? You're pulling for what? I don't give a shit about Kita-san Black. Are you fucking serious? We're gonna be live in seconds. I can't believe you... What?
This is obviously back when...
You got it. I don't give a shit that you got it, Nanjo, you fucking addict. It was bad enough when you dropped $2,000 from the Uminews funds on the game. Now you're playing during work. I swear to Christ, Nanjo, What do you mean we're live? He's actually dropped $4 grand on now. And then I played it, yeah. I actually played it before that. The classic Ace Combat. Ah, good times. Good times. I remember Battle had to be in hospital for 3 months after that one. Ever since the start of episode 8, Rokkenjima has undergone a sudden transformation. Gone are the terrifying murders and inheritance drama.
This is, obviously after just
Nowadays,
after 8 when everyone was happy and they were doing the party.
Food, drink, and friendly conversation are the new motives, with the only mystery being which to choose next.
As I said, like I got the idea for the FNAF bit afterwards, or like that was the best part. So I made the FNAF bit first, and I was like, well, how would that work? So I was like, let's just say this is like a restaurant part that gets bought by Goda. Like Beatrice gives the gold to Goda because she doesn't know what to do with it. And then he makes a restaurant, and then that's how you end up with the Five Nights at Freddy's situation.
Change of pace was brought about after Beatrice, who didn't know what to do with her returned gold, lent it out to Goda, who opened his own restaurant. Uncle Goda's Rokkenjima Family Dining. Clearly all the gold had ran.
Yeah, so hold on, can I pull it back a little bit? It's a fucking terrible logo, but I was like, let me try and make a decent logo, like a fun logo. Rokkenjima is good, right? But I think that's just Joe's joke. I think he's done that one before. But I was like, I do like the uncle, like this bit on this side, and then this bit, and then this bit. Like, I think you could, like, if you remove the Uncle Goda, I think this bit you could make somehow into like a proper logo. But I just was like, I'm not spending the actual time on working this out. Like, I'm just going to stick them together, make it look bad, and then make a joke about how bad it looks. The perfect plan. Clearly, all the gold had run out before they could hire a graphic designer. Well, I'm here with the man himself to talk. Are we going to rewatch the part where you watched all the previous segments? Of course, it's an info.
だいぶ遅かったので心配しておりました。皆様、長旅お疲れ様でした。ソースはストロベリーとローズヒップの2色の赤をご用意しました。なお花びらは鑑賞用となっておりますので、避けてからお召し上がりくださいませ。
I hear you even take requests.
どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。ソースは
You got ads. Oh, that fucking sucks, man. I can't control the ads, I'm afraid. It's a problem. We don't normally go on this long with Uminews, so I guess it's getting hit with double ads. That is unfortunate. Hey, Dennett, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Broken Bee. Thank you, thank you.
And
this was obviously like... So, making mention of the cakes, cutting them, and then folding them was obviously related to the cheese. From earlier. And then I like I feel like if you had surely if you made an Umineko gimmick restaurant, you would make small bombs and call them you'd call almonds small bombs, right, and put them in the cake to have like a murder mystery Yumit gimmick menu, surely.
Right, of course, I remember. You've leaned pretty hard into the mystery thing,
That's
right?
free.
ここを開けてもいいものか困っていたのです。何しろ旦那様方の会合は私はここで親族の皆さんのご用命の待機をしておりますので、だいぶ遅かったので心配しておりました。
This was after the cake. This was on the this was just after the cake episode. So yeah, that was not me like Omega morbing. That was actually this was after that.
食事を取られたいとのことで、なお花びらは鑑賞用となっておりますので、避けてからお召し上がりくださいませ。
Well, that sounds delightful. And I can see everyone is here. Well, I think I can see a couple of people missing, but I'm sure they're around. Well, goodbye everyone.
See you again.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
And I hope we see you all soon. Wait, what was that? Who's turning out the lights? Hold on, I think I can feel a light switch around here. There.
I also really like this edit. I really like the FNAF one. I mean, I don't think it took the most work, but I think it just worked really well, like the concept with like Erica and Lambda Delta, and like I really like the way the edit worked out for bringing the screen up, and then having the Lambda like cat stuff over the under the overlay.
Well, this isn't good. Hello? Hello, hello? Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, because no one pointed it out in the chat. I was trying to do the dumb voice the guy does on the phone in FNAF 1. He goes, hello? Hello, hello? Hello? But I don't know if it came through, because I only said hello twice, because I didn't want to actually do the whole thing, because I was like, that's going to take too much time. I think this turned out really nicely with the jump scare on that. I knew incorporating gameplay into VNs was a bad idea. Funny joke about gameplay into VNs. Wait, so don't worry. There's probably going to be a chance of not any 100 line tonight, so you won't miss anything. We'll be back on Monday. You played FNAF for 30 minutes when it first came out and never again? Well, that's, you know what? That's fair enough. What's happening? Oh, fucking Eric. No. So, please. At first, what I did was I got the Freddy doll when this happens, right? I found a jump scare bit from it, and I put Erica's face over it. But I was always like, oh, it's really annoying that like I can still see the bottom of the jaw and the ears and stuff. Maybe I'll just crop those out, and I'll crop them out for the whole video. And then I was like, wait, now that I have Erica's face, I can just delete the part of the video with the Freddy Fazbear in it. So I can just remove that entirely and just have the face. So it worked out quite well. Anyone but her, no. Also for this part, I originally made it, and I was like, you know what? I know there are some babies in the chat, and I mean that positively. I mean that, you know, with my heart, because I am not good with jump scares either. So when I originally made it, the Erica's jump was twice as fast, and the volume at full volume was about 2 times as loud as it is now, if not louder. And I was like, you know what? I can't do that to people who are just here for Uminews. Like, if we were here in a horror thing or like whatever, I would happily do it. Because this is people who are just here for a good laugh after the VN. I'll speed it down by half. I'll cut the volume down by half so people don't get too scared. And hopefully no one got jump scared by this. They just had, like, you know, a good laugh with it. And then of course this was the beloved Nanjo VN. Which I did go back and forth with the mod team about whether or not I should voice line this, because I could have voice lined it like the video game with Rosa, the Rosa Umineko. But I was trying to think. I was like, I'm pretty sure when I've seen VNs be advertised on chat and stuff, or like on streams and stuff, they normally don't voice any of it apart from the actor voice lines, and so that's basically what I did. But I just didn't act all the Nanjo voice lines because I thought that'd waste it. So we just acted like the final 2 to give it some impact, which is why this isn't voiced, even though like it feels like it probably should be. Also, I don't know what the hell MCs call themselves in VNs. I don't, or you know, romance novels. I don't play enough of them, so I just called it me. I don't know if that's normal or not, but that's what I called it. Now discover Umineko's mystery of love. Was this inspired by that bit in 100 line? No, it was slightly, but mainly I'm thinking more like Doki Doki Literature Club, fucking the bird one. God, what's that called? Has like a dumb name. What, like just any, and just some of the classic generic Hatful Boyfriend, yeah, just any classic dating novel, dating game, right? They all have this similar thing of the dialogues, the choices, the sexy situations you have with the main characters. Yeah. There he is, young Nanjo, when hearts cry. Again, I do the dumb modern classic bit. I didn't realise until halfway through doing the editing, when I was looking for classic images, the classic images are literally just real photos that he just like messes a bit with the art, huh?
He literally just took like legit ass photos and then just played around a little bit in like Photoshop to blur them. That is wild. Default Photoshop filter, yeah, exactly. Okay, so if you are wondering, I'm pretty sure this is the body. I found it on, I think I typed in like ripped anime body on Google, but I'm pretty sure this is the body of one of the anime boys from Free. Because I have seen Free, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar. I also did, I hope you appreciate, I did color shift this body, because it's normally like pale white. I color shifted it to be more in line with Nanjo's skin. So I hope you appreciate that. That's me doing some hardcore editing for you there. Subtle. Because you had it on his home computer with his dad doing research and his mum putting off forum feedback. That's the fucking grind there. I love that. The love of the game. If you have not seen Free, it's a show about, it's a swimming show, which is like a thirst trap for women. But it does have a great ending credits song. So, up to you. You know, which way do you go? Okay, and then this was, okay, so they both got the same one. I don't know if anyone noticed this. I changed the dialogue to be the fucking Miku last can of peaches dialogue. Which is why Nanjo goes, so sorry. And then instead of like, this is where I go, Miku, he goes, Nanjo. So if you know the meme I'm talking about, with the fucking last can of peaches, and they both go for it, that's why I did dialogue of. What's the background here? Let me have a look. I got it from this is all from the Umineko, like, their own Wikipedia version. Let me see. I've got my Google up. My folder up. My file up. Let me see if I can find it. It's a cafe, apparently. It must be from a cafe. This is spoilers. This is from this is the last scene of episode 8. You know what? I did think at some points, I was like, I'm pretty sure these backgrounds have been used before, but I don't know for sure. So, I guess this one was spoilers. But like, what does this even tell you? And how would you even know? You wouldn't know. You would think I just took this from some generic anime. Is fine. You wouldn't even know. No one even realized this. No one even, like, you only realize it now in retrospect. You lost your mind because you thought this was the last scene of episode 8. That's so funny. That's so. I was very concerned at some points that like I would accidentally drop a spoiler because I was just like looking up resources on various sites, and I guess I did. But apparently it wasn't an issue in the end because it's literally just a cafe. And then of course we have the fireworks scene, essential for all romance novels. I don't care about the gold. You are my treasure. Oh, Nanjo. You've cast your spell over me. You've worked your magic on me. And then boom. The voice acting hits you right in the heart. Chills. Nanjo edition. Fireworks blotting out the confession. Classic. And that's it. That's all of them, apart from obviously today. Wow, man, that's a journey, that is. That's a goddamn journey. Okay. Right. Put this on screen if you have... Is this slang? Is this from fucking Daniel Giesling's stream? I think it's time. I think you adored. Thank you. You know what? It was nice looking. It was really nice going back to them because I really liked. It was really nice just going back and being like, oh yeah, I remember that, and because like each week it's kind of like a rush to be like, oh shit, I gotta get something ready for the next week. I gotta do this, and I'm always like rushing. I'm always doing things last minute on Saturday. So it's nice to sit back and be like, oh, you know what? It all came together pretty well. You know, it happened quite nice. You were not aware Uminews existed up until episode 7 streams? That's fair enough. It's hard to find out unless you're around for one of the raids. Okay, let us move on. I know a lot of people have left, but we could still have time. The hardcore people are here. Let us lift on to the voice calls. So, if you would like to be in the voice call, and we can chat about Umineko, things you think you've missed, things you think you want to talk about, give me, I'm going to say hello, tag me if you want to chat. And we will just see who wants to if anyone wants to chat. If not, oh, hey, Dana, you want to get on? Okay, hey, Dana, let me pull you in. I'm just going to start a video call, a phone, what's it called? It's not called a phone call, a voice call. Cool, here we go.
Hello?
Hello, hey, Dana.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me mute. Let me mute the stream.
You have to make this, yeah, otherwise it's going to get a little awkward for you, I think. You're going to start hearing echoes.
Yeah, this is it, the end of an era.
It is. How do you feel? Are you emotionally devastated? Have you recovered?
You know what? I am 2 streams behind, so I still don't even know what happened.
You're just emotionally devastated by, like, general vibes.
Yeah, it's crushing. I think everyone's mourning, and I'll experience it in, I don't know, a couple days.
You're just getting preps. You're mentally getting ready for the crushing.
But yeah, I mean, I think Umineko is the first VN I've ever experienced, and it's kind of surprising. And now Sekimea. I bought Misery Chord.
Yeah,
it's begun. It's the end.
You've really been converted now. Would you say Joe's made you into a weeb VN reader?
I guess VN Watcher.
VN Watcher, true. Well, with Misery Chord,
it's all been pretty passive.
You're gonna be reading that one yourself, right?
I don't know. It might sit in the Steam backlog for 5 years. But yeah, before I go run to pick up a boat, just I mean, I think that as far as the community goes, and it's been a good ride, especially since it kind of marked the start of Joe coming back to streaming.
Yeah.
And and like meeting a bunch of great people. And obviously, like, you know, getting more people for your streams with the Uminews, it's been fun.
Yeah, no, I think Umineko has been a real good ride. It's been like a long time. It's kind of like, you know, it all pulled everyone together. We could do Uminews off it.
I'm sorry, Huli. I'm sorry.
Well,
you can say it much better than I can.
Wait, hold on, what's being said? Well done, we're keeping this bit going. Looking forward to seeing the next bit. Debrief Codec calls the kernel from MGS. Look, it might happen.
I read that wrong.
It might happen, but
All right, well, I gotta go.
We'll
but thanks for having me on. If you see Nanjo in the distance, give him a wave for me.
I'll give him a wave, and I'll give him a firm nod.
All right, love you guys. Everyone, take care.
See you, Dana. Enjoy yourself. All right, thank you, Hedana. Thank you. I think we might need a break before the next thing because I've got other things to do with my week. But I'm not crossing out coming back for doing this kind of equivalent thing again for different games. But I don't want to lock it in for being every Saturday is going to be a new thing because I really want to get back to doing some YouTube editing and I haven't had time. Like I've got Death Stranding 2, like a third of the way done. I've got all of Baldur's Gate 1, Act 1 downloaded to like ready to edit. I've still got to do the second part of Ace Attorney 2. Like, I need to like, I need to get some of that shit done. I need to get through the backlog. Mario the Mayo, you can join. You're not in the Discord, but I can probably pull you in. Or maybe you just joined. Okay, hold on. We got a queue here. First we'll chat to King Rat. You in now? Okay, perfect. Yeah, if people just at me in the general chat, and then I'll have a queue of people to talk to. Okay, King Rat. Let's get you on. I'm ready. Call in. Hello. Oh. Hello?
Hi.
How's it going?
Going good.
I'm about to boost you up. How are you feeling about Umineko? Are you emotionally devastated?
Not particularly. So, for context, and Joe mentioned this a couple of times because I mentioned it to him.
Yeah.
I actually read Umineko when I was in high school.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've had a long time Umineko reader.
Yeah, like for context, I watched the Higurashi anime when I was in high school, and after the anime ended, I learned that Rikishi had a new visual novel project, which was Umineko, and it was already in progress, so I jumped in around episode 3.
Okay, so you were there on the front lines. Were you arguing in the
Yes.
forums and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yes, there was a lot of theory debate, because, at the time, nobody knew the answer.
Yeah, for sure. Like, so that's probably an interesting time to join, because in episode 3, you've got just enough to build up momentum, and then you get hit with episode 4, and then the gap between, at the end of the questions arc into the answers arc, right?
Like, episode 3 was a pretty big shift, in the whole reader base, just in terms of how we were theorizing. Because after episode 2, I think Ryukishi realized that the mystery was just a little bit too hard to solve with everything he's given so far.
Yeah.
Like, episode 3 was originally going to be Land of the Golden Witch, and it was actually going to be a much harder mystery than even episode 2. But because of the fan response to episode 2, he switched gears, and instead we got, I believe, what is the episode 3 title again? Banquet of the Golden Witch?
Oh,
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Umineko episode titles. Banquet of the Golden Witch. Yeah. Number 3.
Yes. And like episode 3 was very easy to solve in comparison to episode 2, but it also just gave a lot of hints about how to read Umineko 2. Like Virgilia's whole thing with Battler after the anime tower battle, like that just informed me and like many other readers, I'm sure, how to actually read Umineko, especially with the fantasy portions.
So like, did you think were there people who were still heavily clinging on to like the mystery stuff and like ignoring that like meta level of stuff, like with other people like trying to do on that, but people were staunchly sticking to like the more base level stuff?
Yeah, so there was definitely a lot of camps that like appreciate the meta narrative, but they were still very much clinging to like the mystery underneath and really wanted that to continue. But as you saw like in the answers arc, it very much shifted after your questions into, rather than it being like a traditional mystery story with like a magic layer over the top to like obfuscate it, which is still there for sure, it became much more about the narrative of a conversation between a writer and a reader.
Yeah, no, for sure. I should say one thing just to the chat. So yeah, the streams will be put on YouTube. I have like, what do they call it? Season 1, which was the early ones of the question arcs, and then I'll put Season 2 on, which will be all the Uminews clips. But if you want to see them individually, they're also highlighted on Twitch. So if you just go to my Twitch channel, they'll be highlighted, and each one is a like Season 2, Episode 3 or whatever. So they will all be highlighted for you there. So I wanted to ask, because you've been along with it the whole time, did you stick with it the entire time? Like from 3 straight to 8? Like you just here there for each new update and everything?
Yes. And it was a little bit difficult back then because we only had the fan translation.
Oh,
which was
yeah.
the Witch Hunt translation.
Yikes, yeah.
So to give you an idea of how it went, like let's say episode 5 came out. Witch Hunt would probably translate the majority of it by episode 6. So like it might not even be fully completed by episode 6. In some cases it was, but as like Umineko's writing just became like longer and longer with each episode, it just became a lot harder for the fan translators to actually keep up with making sure that the most recent episode was fully translated before Rikishi would put out the next one.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of gets awkward as well with like when a lot of the stuff with the epitaph, where it was all like wordplay and stuff, and you're like, are the fans translating it correctly? Like, this doesn't feel like it's right. Like, or like it feels really awkward in English, and you're like, is this a fan translation thing, or is this just like how it is? Because it's not, you know,
it's
that kind of stuff.
Always been like that. Like, I don't have obviously a copy of the fan translation versus the official translation, but I would say the majority of the translation between fan and like official is like nearly 1-to-1. It is just a lot of Japanese wordplay, and there were a lot of Japanese fans who actually did solve the epitaph and were like sharing that information with English fans too.
And then what do you think was during the current time the biggest thing that like the community got wrong? Like, do you think there was like a major theory that everyone was like, oh yeah, this is 100% what it is, and then it turned out later on to be completely wrong? Or something like that?
Yes and no. Like, I'll say that people were speculating the twists between... am I allowed to, like, say it at this point?
Yeah, Umineko spoilers. It's kind of assumed if you're watching this, then... Okay, so spoilers for all of Umineko, but I did show clips from the last stream, so I'm kind of under the assumption that this is, like, full Umineko spoilers, so feel free to...
So, as far as, like, the theorizing goes, like, even as early as episode 1, people were catching on to the fact that Shannon and Cannon were never in front of Battler at the same time. And there were plenty of popular theories that, like, Hideyoshi was obscuring Shannon's corpse intentionally from George because he knew that she was alive. And, like, she was just going to leave the shed as soon as, like, everybody else left. And then go on to commit the murders as Cannon. So, like, that was a very, like... A lot of people were catching on to Shannon and Cannon, but it was kind of treated more as a joke theory at first.
That's funny.
I would say like it really only started to get like serious in episode 2, especially because it has so much focus on the Shannon, Cannon, Beatrice dynamic. And that's also the episode where the Shikanon-Triss theory started to actually make waves, because before it was just Shikanon. Yeah. But then Shikanon-Triss started coming up because of the Beatrice stuff in episode 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I would say the funniest theory that, like, it was kind of a joke theory, half serious, like, not serious, was Moon-chan.
What is Moon-chan?
Okay, so, for context, when the Umineko anime came out, they had DVD extras to like, entice people to buy the DVD box sets, because they were very expensive.
Right.
And one of the things they did was include tarot cards of the major arcana with like the major characters of Umineko.
Okay.
So it was always just kind of cool to see like who matched who. Like I think Kyrie, for example, was the High Priestess, is when I remember. Shannon was like Temper and stuff like that. And Jessica was Moon. And the Moon card tends to be kind of like ominous in the tarot. Like I don't know the exact full meanings, but generally speaking, it's one of those like you draw this and it could be pretty bad for you.
Yeah, well, I was trying to remember who the Moon people are in Persona, and they was like, it's not great. It was like Mishima in Persona 5. It was like, I can't remember who it was, but I remember that, yeah, I know what you mean. It wasn't like the greatest people, so I imagine it's not the greatest card to draw. Put it that way.
Yes. So because of that card, though, everyone began speculating as like a joke that Jessica was the culprit.
Right, okay, because of the implications of the moon, I see. As
yeah, like that was really all of the basis of the Moon-chan theory, that Jessica had the moon card, and that was it. So it was just a very funny like fan theory that was like going around. And of course there's Rosa Triss, which is kind of infamously bad as a theory. Like there's a very infamous video on YouTube.
The 10-hour video.
The Rosa Triss explanation that came out after Umineko ended, by the way, as an alternative to explain the answer.
That was my favorite part.
Person just did not like the actual answer.
Yeah, is they were like, from what I understand, I haven't watched it. From what I understand, it was literally like, I don't like the Ryakushi ending, so, or like, I don't believe that's what he meant, and so I'm doing my own ending.
Just some crazy things. And, you know, in the chat, they also mentioned about, like, fake spoilers and dodging spoilers. So when, like, Umineko would, like, release a comic kit, I would be, like, on 4chan on the JP boards because that's where all the spoilers would leak.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of speculation about what's real and what isn't, because people would pepper in fake spoilers, too.
Right, for people who could
Like-
who actually knew Japanese, who could, like, throw them in and you wouldn't know.
Yes, like there was one that was really funny for me in episode 7, where we get like the younger Kinzo with like gray hair, right?
Yeah.
So with the sprites, the Rikishi sprites, it's actually Battler's sprite, but it's just recolored with the white hair and like the army cargo uniform. And everyone was looking at this, and also the Beatrice one, which is again just Beatrice's head, but with like the white shirt and like red scarf.
Yeah.
And people were looking at this like, this is fake. Like, there's no way this is real. This looks so cheap. There's absolutely no way.
He wouldn't just recolor a
real.
Batless, right? There's no way he wouldn't just do that, would he? And then, yeah, he did.
He would, and he did.
He did. Do you think Jessica was the Moon because her father's Kraus? Do you think there was like, you know, it was like
Episode 5 hadn't come out yet. So
okay,
not
okay,
exactly.
you know what?
Actually, in context, it is very funny still.
So the DVD. So when did the DVDs come out? They came out before the show was done, or the novel was done.
Yes. So I believe the anime was coming out. Oh God, it was definitely after episode 3. It might have been after episode 4 or like during episode 4. I don't remember for sure because the anime only went through episode 1 through 4. So it probably came out after episode 4.
So was it like obviously Umineko is very popular now. Do you remember how the popularity grew? Did it like blow up, or like was it steadily growing, increasing in popularity? Because to get an anime release, it had to be reasonably popular.
Yeah, so in Japan, Umineko was very popular, and Mouse talked about this a few times on the stream because Higurashi was like a major hit in Japan. Like it was really popular at Comic-Con, and then also it got its own anime for like both its question and answer arc. And like Higurashi to this day is still like extremely popular of Fukishi's works. So then Umineko came out by the same exact studio, but the anime was not very good. And a lot of that was because the budget was like, you know, down the toilet.
Yeah.
But also it was just too much, you know? They had to cut a lot of things out.
Yeah, I hate when anime do that. Sometimes they're just like it gets to the point where they cut so much out, you're like, why even, you know, what was the point of this? I mean, I guess you get some nice scenes, but...
Yeah, and for Umineko especially because it is a mystery, like there are just things they had to like skip over or like speed up, and like it was just not a very satisfying adaptation overall. Like the best thing that Umineko anime gave us were that all the voice actors you see in the visual novel for the PS3 release, they were all the same voice actors from the anime, more or less.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay. And then one thing I wanted to ask you as well, was there anything from after watching all the streams that you wanted to mention that you felt like hadn't been brought up, or like wasn't fully explained, or like something that you like about the stream, the VN that you hadn't seen mentioned or anything? Any like additional things you wanted to chat about?
I'm trying to think. Not in particular. I will say, kind of going back to your previous question about like its rise in popularity. So, like in Japan, like Umineko was fairly popular for a time, but then it like kind of steadily declined into the answer arcs.
Oh, really?
But what's always been interesting to me is that in the West, Umineko, like when it was coming out, like it was pretty non-existent outside of like the very niche, like visual novel community at the time that was reading it. So like there was definitely like a strong fan community, but it wasn't very big. But like over time, it's actually been really interesting to see how much Umineko has grown, like in popularity here, like so steadily. And in a time when like a lot of things are just kind of like consumed and like thrown away, and like you move on to the next big thing.
Yeah.
It's actually very like heartwarming to know that so many people are still getting into Umineko despite how old it is.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing with like literature, right? And I mean, it's a VN, so you have drawings and stuff, but I mean, I think with stories like this, it's very easy to engage with it no matter what kind of like year it is, because like with old films or old games, like the visual aspect can immediately put you off, whereas with I feel like with a novel it's easier to engage with even if it's been a long time, so I think it definitely has that advantage, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of people who like struggle with reading like books for a very long time, like visual novels in a way can actually be very helpful because you do have that visual and musical aspect.
Yeah, for sure.
And like obviously I wouldn't like call most visual novels on the same level as like actual literature, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I have to go too deep into it, but I do think it's at least helpful for people who like struggle with reading for a long time, kind of like get used to that and then maybe move on to like actual literature. Like if you love Umineko in like any capacity, check out things like Agatha Christie, for example.
Yeah, no, for sure, and that's quite an easy one to kind of transition to as well, because you know, Agatha Christie made hers for like people to read. They're not like super hardcore, although they are very good, obviously.
And there were none. It's like obviously a big inspiration for Umineko.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, great! Thank you for joining on. Was there any last words you wanted to say, or are you good?
I think I'm good. I just hope everybody enjoyed it, whether or not they like the ending or not. I hope they were fulfilled or just gleaned something new from Umineko in some way.
Yeah, for sure. I think it definitely was enlightening to me. I think it really helped me. I think it really opened my eyes to how much you can play with the different levels of like fiction and like, you know, metafiction between almost like they are two different universes and realities, but with the way they interlay with each other and stuff. I thought was very clever. So I definitely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for joining. Thank you, King Rat. Thank you. Right. Did we have anyone else who wanted to join? I know we had. Wait, who's Mario the Mayo? You wanted to join. If you just write in the Discord, and I can right click. Right click and call you. Oh, you are King. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. You are King. Okay. You know what? That makes sense. Oh my god. My brain is broken. I did know that. I did know that before. I'm sorry. That you are both one and the same person. What a twist. If I could be any animal instead of a walrus, what would I choose? Ooh, that's a hard question. I don't know. Maybe like a penguin. I feel like a penguin would be fun. Yeah, no, I should have put two into together. I'm sure I did know that before. I just kind of forgot. A dapper platypus. Oh, Amio, of course, or Amio. We can of course pull you in, of course. Get you in here. Ready to call. Get in. Alright, we're just waiting. Oh, hello. Hello, Amio.
Hey.
How's it going?
Alright, it is pretty great. I have a lot of things I want to talk about Umineko, but I don't know how much time you have, so I can just get to the...
Go wild.
First.
Go wild. We haven't had anyone else pop up, so you're good to go.
So one of the things I was kind of surprised that Joe didn't care about seeing in the end was the manga differences, because there are so the manga mostly stays faithful to the visual novel. I guess I should give some context for how I got into this in the first place before I get to all that. So I didn't get into Umineko until Joe came back after the leap year streams and started streaming the version of the VN that had the updated graphics.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But obviously it's really long and he was only streaming it mostly once a week at the time. So I didn't want to wait around. So after he got to, right when he ended episode 2, I decided that I was going to read ahead, and I read the entire thing finished before he started the Answers arc.
Okay.
I also read really fast. So I was able to just go find no commentary videos of Umineko and just put it on 2x speed.
Yeah.
Which except for like the really important scenes. Like, I watched episode 7 Tea Party at normal speed. So the manga is mostly faithful to the VN, except when you get to episode 7 and 8. And episode 7 and 8 have not only altered scenes from the VN, but they also have new scenes. And these scenes are incredibly important, I think, to understanding the work. And they're more than just like little extra bonus things. They really feel, it's actually kind of baffling that they're not in the VN. They feel like absolutely necessary scenes. I won't spoil it for anyone who maybe wants to go check those out and read them themselves. But you basically get.
That's pretty good idea.
You obviously in the episode 7 scene where Will breaks down all of the closed room mysteries and the questions arc, the manga is much more explicit with like specifically what was happening there. It doesn't give you a literal step-by-step guide to the answers to all the mysteries, but it's a lot. The VN is very vague.
It is. I was kind of like,
yeah.
I was a little annoyed with it because I was like, I don't know what the hell.
I was extremely annoyed.
I was like, well, I don't know what these mean. Will you gotta give a bit more than that? Yeah. By the way, good night, Julie. Enjoy. Sorry, go on.
Basically, I think if you want to try to figure it out yourself, the basic way to understand it is that once you understand that Sayo is the culprit, it's pretty easy to start figuring out how she manipulated the events to be the way they are. Also, obviously, once you know that chicanetress is a thing, you can start to figure out who was where and when. The other thing is you can start to piece together accomplices by the fact that obviously the servants were in on it with Kenzo to some degree, so we don't know to what extent they have loyalty to Sayo.
Yeah.
And you can also gather that she could probably coerce various members of the family, like various of Kenzo's children, either with the gold ingots, like I'll pay you if you go along with this, or threaten them with the bomb.
Yeah.
And so once you figure that out, you can start piecing together how the closed rooms worked. The other thing is so they changed the quiz in episode 8 to a hide and seek thing, because obviously having it as a quiz wouldn't work in a manga form. The other thing is they have a very lengthy segment going into Sayo's backstory, more so than you even get in episode 7.
Right.
It's also much more explicit with the whole gender stuff, although it also does not give you a definitive answer. And I know that there's some other, I forget exactly what they are, but I know there's a number of other like brand new scenes in the manga that are not in the VN, and it just feels like they are basically necessary to understand. Oh, the other big one that I was forgetting was you actually, so at the end of the episode 8, when you see the scene where Beatrice and Battler are in the underground submarine tunnel.
Yeah.
That scene is a lot longer in the manga, and it's much more explicit as to what actually happened.
So, I've heard some people say that the VN is like, the reason why you could say the VN is still better is because it's been left more purposely vague, and that's more in the spirit of Umineko. Do you feel like that's the case, or do you think that the things they specify in the manga are things that add to the story without taking away from the kind of concept of it?
I think that's the case. I think they are very important to the story. Like, without them, that whole scene with Battler and Beatrice at the end, for example, is very vague as to what's actually going on. It's a lot... It's again, I think the manga is just a lot more clear about what's happening without, again, it doesn't explicitly give you like, here's exactly what happened, but you get a lot better context for those scenes.
Okay.
Some of the other stuff, I guess, would be...
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. If you've got more to say, please say it.
Oh, tons. So, I also agree with Joe that the main... I love the visual novel overall, but the biggest problem is the pacing. Most of the... I wouldn't know exactly how long you would specify, but it's probably like every scene lasts for like a third to 2/3 longer than it should, except for certain things. Like I think, for example, the episode 7 Tea Party is very, very well paced, but overall, the pacing is the biggest thing holding it back. And the biggest issue with bad pacing is not just the bad pacing in itself, but it actually has a compounding effect on everything else. So the magic scenes, for example, if you're not particularly a big fan of the magic scenes, if those scenes were a lot shorter, you could put up with them to a greater extent than given how long they are right now.
Yeah, I can see that. I think you're right. It's like the longer everything takes, the more it slows down the entire the entire pacing, right? So it's not just that one scene; it has a compounding effect on everything else, for sure.
Yeah. Some of the other problems are with the mysteries. In specific, some of the closed room mysteries are actually just complete BS, and there's no way around it. The one that stands out in my mind is the episode 6 closed room that Battler's stuck in. The explanation for that makes no sense.
Yeah,
and the epitaph is also so incredibly difficult to solve as to essentially be unfair.
There was a point where I was like, I'm just going to give up trying to solve any of the closed room mysteries. You know what? I'm just going to let the game tell me what goes on, because I'm like, you know what? I'm just in a listening and learning kind of situation. The epitaph, I think it's one of those things where if you were, I think it's a translation thing, right? Because I imagine if you were Japanese and you knew Japanese,
well, the thing
it would
is,
make more sense, right?
If you are Japanese, there are parts of the epitaph that are in English. So either way, you need to know another language.
Yeah, you do, but I think it's much more likely you'd have Japanese people who knew English who could solve it better. Because it felt like to me, now I don't have proof of this, but it felt like to me the chopping and changing of things like that was very much like one of these like classic like Japanese play on word kind of deals where you're switching like symbols and stuff. So like I feel like it might be something that if you were fluent in Japanese or you grew up with it, you'd be more used to looking at puzzles like that. But I might be wrong.
It also requires that you know 60-year-old Taiwanese geography.
Yeah, that as well. I mean, that was the hard one. I mean, I think as someone mentioned, it's like when you're making what's effectively an ARG, you have to make them almost impossible because you know there's going to be like 200 hardcore people slamming away at this for the next 3 months. So you better make this like fucking hard, because if it's too easy, like the problem is it's like you're on a precipice, right? There's like a narrow path which is like perfect difficulty. On the right, it's like so hard no one can do it, and on the left, it's so easy that everyone does it within like 2 weeks. So I do empathize, but yeah, it did seem like impossible from my perspective, at least. When they were going through the answers, I was like, "There's no way I would have got even close to this." Yeah.
The third biggest problem with the VN is it starts to get so meta that it doesn't even make sense what's going on anymore. So at a certain point, particularly, so Joe's crash out was in episode 5. My crash out was episode 6. And it's because by that point, we're so meta that it's not even clear what the pieces are anymore. Like, are these actually individuals with sentience, or are they literally puppets being controlled by whoever the game master is? Characters start acting in ways that don't make any sense within the context of the game board. So you have like the explanation of, oh, Kyrie walked into the room and swapped places with me, even though she would have had no way of knowing that this was the plan, or that you needed to do this based on the logic of the puzzle that, above the board Battler has set up. And yeah, it basically just starts to get to the degree where I'm like, wait, why are we doing this? Like, why does episode 6 even exist? I think episode 5 and 6 could have probably been combined into episode, into like one big episode.
I do think about like, did he, not specifically for 5 and 6, but I'm not saying you're wrong. I was just thinking in general, like, did he just force it into 8 chapters because 8 chapters felt, the neatest? If you have 4 for answers and 4 for questions, 4 questions, it just fits together neatly. So he like forced it into 8 segments when it could have been 7 or 6, But yeah, I guess it's a question for the editor.
The other big thing that I think goes overlooked is obviously the soundtrack is great, but I think it can be missed how important that is. So the biggest thing keeping me from reading Higurashi is not because I've tried to read episode 1 of it. The biggest issue that I have is not the pacing, actually. It's that the soundtrack in Higurashi is significantly worse, because back then, Ryukishi, obviously, both of the VNs were made on an incredibly low budget, but back with Higurashi, he didn't have the money to hire actual composers, and so he was just using like a lot of royalty-free stuff. And then it was only after Higurashi became a big hit that a bunch of composers started coming on and wanting to, join the project for Umineko. And as a result, the scenes are a lot less punchy. You don't have the hype moments with stuff like Dream Men Discharger and like a lot of the ZTS progressive trance songs. You don't have the heart-wrenching, tearful songs or like suspenseful mystery songs. You just have what sounds like a lot of generic movie score.
Yeah,
and so I think it can be it can be overlooked how important music is for the experience, for any story experience.
For sure, and it definitely does add to that. Although to be fair, you did say you played most of Umineko at ×2 speed, so did that affect your music viewing experience?
It did affect my music viewing experience, but most of the songs I liked regardless of that. And
That's fair.
I think I have, how many songs do I have from Umineko? Let me check.
There's so many bangers, right? It's just like...
Yeah, I got 93.
93? How many are there in total?
Afterwards.
There must be a couple, like...
I think there's
150 or something? 160?
A lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
My three favorites were the one where I knew the soundtrack was going to be a banger was Fishy Aroma, and then
That's a good
my other two favorites are Dream End Discharger and Birth of a New Witch.
Those are all bangers, to be fair.
Yeah. So another thing that I think is interesting, talking more about the individual characters in the story, is I view the servants, specifically Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo, as far more complicit and almost worse than Kinzo. Kinzo I kind of view as he's got... I don't know if he's literally mentally ill, but Kinzo is crazy by nature.
Yeah, like he's lost a part of his like almost his will. Like he's so crazy, it's like you can't even blame him as much because he's like...
The biggest evidence of which is the whole bomb thing is just completely insane.
I mean, it's an insane thing to have. Just rig the entire thing up, Anyway.
So while you can say that Kinzo, like, he is obviously guilty of... the worst thing he does is obviously with Kuwadori and Beatrice, but I view him almost less at fault for that than the servants who enable him. I kind of view him as, like, are you familiar with the scorpion and the frog tail?
Yes. Yes, you view him as the scorpion, like it's in his nature to do such a thing. I mean...
Yeah, Kinzo's gonna Kinzo, but he wouldn't be able to do this if the servants were not enabling it.
That's true, but also he has a position of power over the servants, to be fair. So there's like a level of like, well, they got their jobs, they got to pay for, they got to have like, you know, they live there, they get paid there, like, it could get very awful.
Yeah, but there's a certain point where it's like, you can't go along with what this guy's doing anymore. And Nanjo specifically is not, like, he's, I guess, on retainer or something.
Yeah, Nanjo is definitely more isolated from that, so he should definitely, he should have stepped in and sorted that out. Although, I don't know, I guess he knew about it because he would have known just because he was close friends with Kinzo, so there's no way he wouldn't know.
Well, there's even a scene where Nanjo, in episode 7, Nanjo talks about that Kinzo actually had a conversation with him about Kuwadori and Beatrice, so he definitely knew.
Yeah, I think they could have
Nanjo tells him, Kinzo's like, oh, I'm starting to view her as her mom, and Nanjo tells him, oh, I advised him to treat her as a daughter.
Classic Nanjo. Classic. Oh, he's gone now, so it's fine.
Another thing is, I think that the person who actually... I know that there's a lot of focus on Sayo, and while I think Sayo's life did have the lowest of lows of any of these characters, I think the character that actually gets it the worst in the story and is the most tragic is Maria. And it's because...
Yeah.
Sayo, at least, for how bad her life was, did have some actual good relationships with Battler, George, and Jessica in particular, even aside from the whole romance thing. They were friends, at least. Especially when they were younger. Maria just has nothing.
Yeah, she had no one.
She's completely alone, bullied, has no friends, presumably doesn't really see anyone or have relationships with anybody when she's not on the island one day a year.
Yeah.
And just winds up getting killed along with everybody else.
Yeah, life kind of sucks for Maria, to be fair. Yeah, I guess it's one of these things where it's kind of like, is it worse to have like torture added to you, or is it worse to have like joys taken away from you? You know what I mean? It's like which do you judge to be worse almost? And yeah,
Iniango in the chat says it pretty well, which is that the worst about Maria is how close to reality her childhood is. Yeah. Also, Maria is the most like realistic character in terms of how bad her life was.
It really brings it home because you're like, oh, you know, the other stuff can get lost a bit in the fantasy, right? Where it's like, oh, it's like this weird, crazy guy, and he does stuff about witches, and it can obscure a little bit of the trauma. Whereas this is more like, you know, mother abuses child, and it's just like, there it is. That's just. I mean, I don't know if anyone knew this, but I heard Ryakushi used to be a social worker, so I guess he really got like a deep cut to seeing that, you know.
It's kind of crazy how horrible Rosa is in basically every
man.
single respect. Anytime you even think that maybe she has a good excuse or that she's done something good, it's stripped away. So like the first time is, she leaves Maria at home, doesn't get a babysitter for some reason, even though she's presumably rich. Don't know why that would have been a problem. And then, but you think, okay, but what can she do? You know, she's...
Yeah, it might be because she didn't get a babysitter because she didn't want the babysitter to know how often she was leaving the child, I guess. I guess that's her concern, is that she would then somehow sneak to the other Ushiramiyas that she was never home looking after her child. Yeah, it'd be shameful, it'd be embarrassing to have a babysitter, right?
Or that, you know, she's very protective of her image, and so she, for example, goes crazy when Maria is... you know, talking to Sakutaro around other people.
Yeah, for sure.
But you at least have the excuse of like, okay, well, she's running her own company. She's very busy. Like, she has to go and do, you know, have these business trips. And then you find out she's just going on vacation to sleep with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then you find out it's not even her boyfriend. It's a married guy.
Yeah.
On top of all of that.
And then she makes the married guy look reasonable because he's just like, you should probably answer the phone to your daughter. And she's like, fuck you. He's like, okay.
Yeah. Another one that this one's incredibly easy to miss is Sakutaro is not even a handmade plushie that she made. It's actually a store brand, mass-produced doll.
That was from
she just picked up, but
the scene, right? The background scene.
It's I forget where they show it, but it's a blink and you'll miss it, I think, part. But she actually just bought it from a store.
I think it was...
which would be fine, but for some reason she has to claim that it's handmade.
Yeah, well, she's trying to make it special, right? And it's like the only thing that Maria ever got from her that's like something that she put effort into, which isn't just like something she bought in a shop. I think it was in the first time Angie was going on a ship. It was towards the island. Yeah, the boat captain shack or something. There was like a box full of them. Because I remember, I think people pointed it out, and Joe made a thing of not seeing it, and then obviously revealed that he saw it. But then there was like, oh, we don't know if those backgrounds count as being technically canon or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I mean, Rosa, yeah, it's hard, right? Because you also like, it doesn't excuse her, but you understand like she had all this like child abuse and like this whole thing about massive ego issues and like, what's the word?
Kinzo's children's childhood is also something else that's expanded on in the manga.
Oh, interesting.
So you get more of, like, you actually get the reason why she was at Kuodorian in the first place, for example. It's not just, oh, she randomly took a walk that day.
just chilling out, yeah. Cool. Right, was there anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, not unless you had a topic. This has been pretty fun. Thank you.
No worries. So my only question is, rewatching it now today, were you emotionally devastated again, or were you mentally prepared this time?
No, like Joe, I am usually not a crier. I think the only work that I can think of offhand that's actually made me emotional is the Iron Giant.
Well, that is the real
the Iron Giant.
Terror.
You know what scene it is.
Yeah. That's fair, honestly. Okay, well, thank you for joining. Thank you for your enlightening conversation about the manga. I should probably read the manga at some point, but yeah. Anyway, thank you, Amio.